All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Peter is working to get himself in here. I know he is there. He's connected, but we just can't see him yet. So we'll keep trying to get our buddy in here. Every time we do this switch where he covers for me, which I thank him a bunch, we seem to have a problem getting him back. So Peter, not sure if you could hear us, but I don't see anything yet. So, all right, friends, welcome. Hopefully, everybody had a great day. Let's take a look at our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com. You can always check what's happening there over at tradingterminal.com and see what's the latest and greatest. So right now, a couple of things in the green. I noticed this morning, Chinese tickers heavily in play over the last couple of days. And we're seeing, let's see here, just reading a text from Peter. Hold on a second. All right. Yep, I did that, Peter. I'm not sure if you can hear, but I'll do it again. So here it is. Oh, I got out, or you got in somewhere else. Let's see.
I came in the old way.
Okay. All right. Let's get you in the right slot here. Hold on a second. That's Brian's. All right. 1 second here, friends.
Good morning, everybody. This is what happens when we do the changeover. It's always, we got to figure it out again.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, big gappers list again today. You guys know yesterday we had a big list. We got another one today. It's different area of focus today, though. Like Carlos was saying, I see a lot of the Chinese tickers on there. We've got, but none of the big stuff, right? I mean, which makes sense because you guys probably by now know what today's all about, don't you? It's FOMC rate announcement day.
Okay. Oh, I see what you did. All right, cool. All right, let's continue, friends. At least we could hear Peter. You can't see him yet, but you can hear him for now. All right. So yeah, Peter, hopefully you had a great day yesterday, man. And yeah, looking forward to say a lot going on. I was mentioning too, aside from the FOMC minutes, right, which we're going to get later today, Chinese tickers, man. I was looking at some of the stocks like IonQ, JD, BABA. They've been on a tear, so I started searching what's going on with them. And this looks like there's some kind of policy easing going on their end. And man, they're looking pretty good. Like if you look at IonQ here on the day, look at that, just beautiful. BABA, same thing. Again, intraday might have not been as pretty, but you can see here BABA also trading very well in the intraday. I mean in the daily, and yeah. So again, we'll be on the lookout for that. Bailey, same thing. Tons of Chinese tickers doing really well here. So gonna continue to watch some of these. I know I've been watching BABA. It hasn't been great just yet, but hopefully that can continue. All right, let's get to our U.S. economic calendar. Peter, what we have going on for today besides the big elephant in the room?
Well, like you just mentioned, the big one is, of course, the rate announcement, which happens this afternoon at 2 o'clock. We then have the press conference that happens at 2:30. Same schedule as we always get. So know that if you're trading this afternoon, that's the thing we're going to look for. Everybody expects a quarter-point rate cut. Well, almost everybody. I was going to share a screen with you, but you guys can't see it. All the analysts, except for one, all think that there's going to be a quarter-point cut. The only differentiator, the only outlier is SCB, which thinks there'll be a half-point rate cut, but everyone else is convinced it's a quarter point. So again, if the Fed announces anything other than a quarter point, it is going to be it's going to be fiery this afternoon. But I think that's what's going to happen. Honestly, the quarter point and the market will probably blip a little bit and go back. This morning, just a few minutes ago, we did have some relatively boring numbers. Building permits and housing starts came out. Interestingly, I feel like they're just making up the numbers. Both forecasts were exactly 1.37 million. The numbers came out pretty close, though. Housing starts came in at 1,307,000 and building permits at 1,312,000. So they actually were very, very close and both slightly under the forecast. However, I don't know the market really cares. It didn't seem to react to that much at all, and we're still sitting in the same spot. So today again, all about the rate decision. So remember yesterday when we sort of said that, get ready for lower volumes, expected to be a little quieter, and that's basically what happened, right? We had lower volumes. To me, the market was quiet and fairly sideways for the most part today until 2 o'clock. We should see the same thing, and then tomorrow will be more interesting. And well, like into the close, it could be fascinating if we get anything other than a quarter point cut. Or don't forget, there is that press conference. And at the press conference, even if we get that quarter point, get ready, because depending on the commentary from Powell, we could get market movement. If he suggests the Fed is going to significantly reduce rates, or if he says, we're thinking of we made the cut, but we're thinking of reversing it, or something like to either one of those ends, we could see a strong market reaction. So anyways, I'm just going to hold my breath and hope that we get some trading opportunity this afternoon. We'll wait and see. Anyways, for the morning, we got to look at the gappers and see if there's anything worth trading going into this open.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, Peter, try that again. I restarted it one more time for you, see if you can get back in there. All right, friends, let's take a look at this gappers list. We'll start with the first one on deck this morning. It's going to be HIND. So HIND today. Let's take a look here. And again, you can get the same exact list here, guys, at tradingterminal.com. So HIND this morning up 64%, 8.4 million shares traded. So we do have a ton of volume on this one today. As of right now, it has dropped a lot. Hit as high as 1834, back down this morning to $9. So again, not sure how tradable it's going to be. Low flow stock sitting at 1.1 million. So again, you got to be careful. I think we're going to have other great things to look at today, like the Teslas, like the Nvidias of the world. I think those are going to be great. And Chinese stocks, I'm going to look at some of these Chinese tickers as well. So I want to leave space for that. So not really inclined to look at this low float ticker. So I might just skip on that. All right, I got Peter in the right place now. So Peter should be joining us here as well in just a second. All right, so I'm going to skip on this one. And let's take a look on the next one here. It's going to be FGNX. FGNX. All right, what do we have here? FGNX this morning up 32%, 4.9 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. Another low flow ticker on our gappers list today. Again, Peter, so I'm sure I got your sound, but not one that I'll be looking at closely.
Yeah. This is weird. So FG Nexus, which is a real estate trust company, an asset management company, they announced shareholder approval of a historic 1 trillion share authorization. What does that mean? Their current float is 1.1 million. So this would be a very, very low float. Apparently, their shareholders, the majority of the shareholders, have approved an increase in authorized shares to 1 trillion shares, 900 billion common shares, and 100 billion preferred shares, representing what they believe to be the largest share authorization of any U.S. publicly traded company. They seem to be very proud of that. I mean, okay, it's a landmark, but so you're going to go from 1 million shares available to 1 trillion shares. Like, why not just make it a bazillion? Like, it feels a little ridiculous at this point. I feel like there are kids running this company.
Yeah.
Anyways.
something shady going on there, funny. But yeah, don't like it. Low flow stock. We'll see how that goes. Wow, friends, look at this. Look at this. CWD is trying to make a little bit of action here. Let's go, friends. Is Andrew long on this from the mountains already? I don't know he made a gazillion dollars on
A
this stock.
gazillion.
A gazillion. But here it is, 75% of this morning, 16 million shares traded. Wow, heavily back in play, friends. So we'll be watching this one again for our low flow traders. Be extremely cautious with this. It is a low flow stock under a million. We know it can run up pretty nice here, and we're seeing that this morning, Peter. Any news releasing this morning, Peter? I mean, look at the candle a few days ago, just insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the run here, guys.
I'm a little confused. Again, this is share news. Normally, stocks go down when they announce new share offerings. However, this one's a little. It's another weird one. Not a trillion shares this time, but they've issued the sale of $15.9 million worth of perpetual convertible preferred equity. I I don't know what that means. They have apparently issued 15,868 shares of Series B preferred stock at a price of $1,000 a share, meaning that they got gross proceeds of 15.8 million. But the preferred stock is then convertible at the shareholders' option into common shares at $250 per share. That these numbers just don't make sense to me when the stock is trading at $10. I'm clearly missing something. Uh, Anyways, they raised 15.9 million. Maybe that's why it's going up. Maybe no one else understands it either. So
Yep.
that's why they're saying, "Oh, it looks like they got some extra money." Not quite sure how or how it works. I'd have to read this in more detail, but it seems convoluted, and I'm not sure when you've got again a company trading at $10 a share. Um, you would with a market cap of only 16 million. Why would I buy 16 million worth of shares that are? Why I have to pay more than to convert them later? Why don't I just buy the whole damn company? Anyways, I'm missing something, obviously.
Yeah. Market seems to be enjoying this either way here as we're up 70%, 17 million shares traded. I'm going to add it to the pile. It's a great scalping type ticker if you're a low flow trader and if you have experience and if you can, and there's a lot of ends there, but and if you can manage your risk properly. So if you could do all of those accordingly, definitely one you want to watch. But again, cannot stress how cautious you need to be here. Let's continue. So I'll add it here in the secondary list because it is in play today for sure. Workday is one that's making our list up 9.6 this morning, 334,000 shares traded. So you can see that is looking pretty nice here as far as the gap up on the daily. Not so much in the pre-market activity, and usually this ticker from if you guys been watching us for a while, you know that I don't like the way they intraday trade. Even with this gap up, the volume is so light. I'm just not excited about it at all, Peter. So not sure. You probably feel the same way. Well, what's going on today? Anything happening here?
Yeah, Elliott Management, which is sort of an activist investor, they've made a number of investments of things that we've talked about over the past. They've announced that they've taken a $2 billion stake in Workday. We seem to be using big numbers today, so $2 billion worth of the company, and they've backed its current leadership, which is unusual for Elliott because Elliott usually comes in and says, "Change the board or give us some seats, and we want on." Instead, they said, actually, we back current management, and their stake looks like they're not going to be making a whole bunch of changes in the boardroom, which is relatively unique. The company also announced that they plan between now and the end of fiscal 2027 are going to be looking to try and buy back over $5 billion worth of their stock. So they've also said, we think that we are a bargain and are going to put our own money behind the company. So both not bad. Like either if it was just either one of these, Carlos, I would agree it's probably not worth looking at. Both in combination means to me it might move today. The volume's pretty light though this morning. I would have hoped there'd be a little more interest for us to jump onto some momentum if we were going to trade this. Yeah, it feels a little light, but I do like that news combination, but I don't like the volume.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it. We'll leave it alone and let's continue. And LP, look at CWD dropping again some more here. HIND, did we talk about that one? This one is also coming back up a bit here. So both of these fighting for that top spot, and the scanners they keep going back and forth. HIND 70% now, and CWD 48. So again, just a little bit of action on our low flow tickers this morning. All right, let's get into the Chinese stuff, man. I mean, I like what I'm seeing here on the daily Chinese tickers. Here is BABA, which is one of my favorites, up 2.5 today, 1.3 million shares traded. But what a heck of a September they're having. I mean, this is awesome here. So I'm hoping that as they start getting more attention, more volume comes in, and it becomes easier to day trade. But they are looking awesome. And if you look at IonQ, looks really nice today, even pre-market. You got 2.3 million shares traded. Daily is awesome. I think this one's going to be on my list today, right? And if you look at the other ones, JD, Billy, all of them just, again, playing well on the daily. Not all on the pre-market except for IonQ. IonQ looks really nice, Peter. So anything going on? I mean, I kind of gave you a little bit of the action of what's happening here, but anything else to add?
There's a lot of little news snippets that seem to have come out overnight. It's because you're right. The Chinese sector is moving. A lot of it seems to be related to the fact that China strengthened its stance against U.S. based chips. So we heard that they had strongly encouraged their companies not to buy American, so Nvidia and AMD chips. And they've actually now strengthened that where they have now put restrictions in place where the big Chinese companies cannot buy high-end chips. So that's not good for the Nvidias and AMDs of the world, or Micron, but it is good for the Chinese market. And then in parallel, some companies have announced, for instance, Alibaba announced that they have secured a high-end customer in China, Unicom, for their chips. So I guess they've got a chip manufacturing and production arm, and they are creating their own chipset, which they're selling internally. So obviously, if they can't buy the U.S. developed chips, then they've got to buy their own chips, and that makes sense. And there is a lot of demand in China for AI, just like there is around the rest of the world. So, that volume has to go somewhere. Again, how effective these chips are, I don't know. I assume that they're competitive, but have really no idea. There's also been some secondary announcements. For example, Baba announced that they are issuing some more debt servicing to help fund their AI, $3.2 billion worth of convertible notes. Tencent just raised $1.2 billion with a bond offering that they put out, which was fully subscribed in a very short period of time. And like I mentioned, all this is sort of in the aid of driving AI within the Chinese marketplace. So it's interesting, Carlos. I mean, we're definitely seeing a diverging but highly competitive AI space, right? So it seems like a lot of economies, the US and China foremost amongst them, are placing big bets on AI and what it's going to be able to deliver. And I mean, now it's interesting to me how, like, we've been talking about AI from an investment point of view, right? Because we've seen the stocks that have been moving, we've seen the effect. But in your everyday life, do you really hear about AI other than the threat of AI is going to take your jobs, but nothing really specific, right? We had a little bit of a, I mean, I guys mentioned to you guys like some of the automated robots, the AI-driven automated robots that are doing fast food, you know, some of the fast food jobs, but not much else until yesterday. Yesterday, I saw two different articles. One was a minor league baseball team, Carlos. I don't know if you saw this in the U.S., where they replaced their coach. They fired their coach and replaced it with an AI engine that picked the lineups, made pitching substitutions, and basically dynamically told them what to do. And they don't have a coach in the dugout. They have a laptop that they basically follow what the laptop said, and they won their first game with the AI coach. So
Yeah, I can
I
see that.
thought,
I,
uh,
I, I could definitely see that. I mean, no emotions, man. Get the emotions out the way.
yeah.
Look at the numbers.
So it
Who's
was
doing
just,
well? Who's
look,
not? You know?
right. I mean, okay, so you win the first game with it. It doesn't really, there's not enough data to say, that's absolutely a winning model. But I mean, I mean,
I
there was
feel
a whole
like
movie about, using stats and that to drive the build of your team and everything. So,
yeah,
anyways,
I feel like these teams have done this before. Like these professional teams with all this money, they look at this. They know which left pitcher, the stats and everything against this right batter. You know, like this is out there, right? So
what was more striking to me was the fact that it was a regional news article, and the local TV news that got taken nationally and internationally, I suppose, because of the US story, and I saw it here in Canada. And it felt like, to me, like the first mainstream example I've seen anyways, where it was about the fact that the coach has been replaced by this AI engine, but it's sort of like proof AI is coming to take your job, right? Which I thought was interesting. It felt like a little bit of a shift, right? Now I've got to believe that local news outlets are going to be looking for different examples where people are doing this, and we're going to start to ramp up the fear mongering about how AI is coming for your jobs, which in many cases it is. So, anyways, we'll just see what happens here. It's don't panic, no panic in the streets, people. But it's sort of interesting to see that sort of public shift, right? That was a very sort of retail, if you will, type view. So, anyways, we'll see what happens in the coming days. But
yeah, yeah, we sure will. All right, so I'm gonna add some of these tickers are high flying today. I'm gonna add Baba on my list. I'm also going to add IonQ. I know we went to AI. We started talking about Nvidia. Yes, I am going to be looking at Nvidia as well. I mean, these are should be in place today. So Nvidia is one that we always look at. Since we're talking about AI, I'm going to add Nvidia, and I will add also our usual suspects like Tesla. Tesla is one that I'll have on deck as well. So, all right, let's continue, friends. See what else we have here on this Gappers list. A lot of questions. Yeah. So people are asking me how was jury duty yesterday. It was interesting, man. For a first time experience, I gotta tell you, Peter, it was something that I text you guys our mod team how it went, but man, it got real dark. It got real dark real quick. It was all fun and games until in the morning. Like, oh, we're just sitting there on our phones. We get called into that first courtroom, and then they say this person such and such, and they read the charges. It got dark so fast, so fast. Not a murder case, but very, very dark. And I told Peter I went almost to the last round. Like I would almost went to the last round, but because I knew Spanish, I couldn't join this the court that they had already set up. The jury, yeah. So it's wild. It's wild. You know what, Peter? And I've been to traffic court where there's a translator. And I seen this where the person speaking in Spanish, the translator did not really catch everything correctly towards the judge, right? So I seen that happen. I'm just like, wait, that's not what he said. They don't want that in this court case. They don't want. There's a lot of Spanish defendant, a lot of Spanish, I guess, victims are going to be talking, and they didn't want Spanish speaking people to hear the direct conversation from the statements. They wanted to hear directly from the translator, so they all hear the exact same thing. I'm just like, what if I say objection, Your Honor? That's not what he said.
Yeah.
Like,
but if they all
hear
the exact same wrong thing, that doesn't seem right to me. Anyways, I just
it's
like you said, like there's a lot of, in every language, there's a lot of sort of colloquial innuendo. So someone asks a question, and I would think as a defendant, if somebody asks me a question, say, "Hey, did you do this?" and you say, "Hell no," and the translation is, "I did not." Like there's a lot of difference between hell no and I did not. Like that I would want to read, or whatever. You could interpret things to be different. You might technically get the words right, but you wouldn't get the intent of the statement. So, anyways, it's interesting to me that the chosen approach is no, everybody hears the same thing, right or wrong. Now it's actually the interpreter who's testifying, not the actual defendant, which feels wrong to me. But
anyways, it's so funny because they'll tell you, hey, don't look at the case. Like, you can't look up the case. And I was so tempted to Google this case, man. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to be a good American citizen. And I was. But as soon as I was excused, Google right away. I'm like, this bastard, man. This bastard. Right. You son of a... Yeah, so it is what it is. All right, friends. What else? Let's go. Gappers list. What else we have here? PDD. Again, more of these tickers on deck this morning. Pick your favorite. I'm going to go with Baba on it today. And there's some other ones that, if they pop up here, we can take a look at. And that's basically it. There's not a whole lot coming off this list today that we like. Again, things are a little bit on pause and just kind of waiting to see, where today goes. But I hope we still have a good open, man. I hope we don't have like a bland open on some of these tickers.
Guys, I do recommend you watch some relative volumes. Yesterday, we were taking a look at the relative volumes in the overall market, and it was trading at about 65% average volume. So I expect about the same today. It doesn't mean that there's not trading opportunity. You just need to be careful on it. I think NVIDIA all morning was trading around 50 to 60%. I still took a short on NVIDIA. It was one of my best trades of the day. So, you can absolutely trade them. Just be aware, right? That volume's going to be a little lower and therefore moves will be a little muted. That being said, a couple things that are moving higher here since we're looking at the gap up list. Microsoft sold off yesterday and right into the close. In fact, my 1 to 10 trade into the close was on Microsoft, which worked out really well for me. But it is gapping up this morning, very low volume, especially for Microsoft. Less than 250,000 shares traded here so far, but it is higher. Apple, same story. Apple had sort of an interesting run up yesterday morning. It was one of the movers at the open and was moving well on higher than average volume, if I remember correctly. And but then it sort of went flat for the rest of the day. I noticed that it's gapping up here a little bit. The other one that's up is Google. And Google, if you look at it, it's sitting at what I think is these all-time high levels here. So yeah, Google absolutely is all-time high. So this is a very interesting space for Google, and when you get stocks that are like, and this has been very bullish, right? It had that gap up after earnings. It's been pushing higher day after day after day, pretty much every day since, with only two small exceptions. I think that it might be, we were talking yesterday, what do we think will be susceptible to the rate announcement, right? Because if the 25% basis cut is already baked in and that's all that's announced, will there be disappointment? Will things move down? It's tough to tell, right? Or will people see it as all systems go, let's continue to go to the highs? I mean, it's always a weird situation when you get markets and big stocks that are sitting at or right near all-time highs when you're waiting for a big announcement like this. So I'm not sure, but Google might be interesting to watch again at the rate announcement this morning. Tough to tell. It's not doing anything right now. But Carlos, a lot of stuff in the red actually. So like you said, Chinese stuff up. Most of the Magnificent Seven, type the big stocks are down, including the entire semiconductor segment. So.
Yep. Agreed. Peter, let's do. I'm going to do something here. Let's give away 5 books really quick. Here's why. Because me and you missed yesterday and today, and I wanna reward our early birds. Early birds in here. We got 500 people watching. Let's do it right now.
I like it.
So hashtag book. And hashtag.
There you go. I love it, Carlos. Hashtag book, everybody.
Let me set it up.
So what you need to do, if you want to participate, you need to go into the YouTube stream, find the live one that we're projecting right now. You've got to give us a thumbs up and a like, and you've got to type in hashtag book. That's how you qualify.
Yep. So I just turned it on. So if you did it just a few ago.
To be clear to everybody, not in the chat room. Don't do it in the chat room. You got to go into the. You got to go into the YouTube stream.
System is not going to pick that up. That's for sure.
And if you are a Lambos and Garbage Trucks member, which means you sort of join, you hit the join button there, and then you can be part of the channel. There is a fee on that, by the way, but it's apparently $4.99 local money, whatever your local currency is, which is a little weird. Anyways, you get an increased chance, but this is
sure do.
This is an audio book, right? That we're giving 5.
It's an audio book. Andrew's new book. We'll do Andrew's new book. I got more copies of those. Cool. And if you haven't received my emails because I've been tied up with court and all this other stuff, and I'll get that to you today, right? So if you send me an email, I did get it.
This is awesome.
So let's do it. Let's do 5 quick, and then we'll get back on track here. RIP Gaming, welcome. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck. Jeff, welcome, my friend. Good to have you here. Welcome to the family. All right, let's go here. The first one is going to be Nikai Manreka. I think I got that right. But send me an email. We'll get you a book here. John Pyros,
Congratulations.
congratulations. We
John.
got Juan Cruz. Congrats to you, my friend. Thank you for being on early.
Red.
We have Prasanna Kumar. Congrats. And the last one here is going to be Hector S. Congratulations, guys. All right, so send me an email. Let's get that out of the way. Just a little thank you for being on early. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube if you haven't done so already. And we'll run one again later. We'll run one a little bit later. So.
I love it.
All right.
Why not?
Awesome.
Some early giveaways. Normally we do that later in the morning, but yeah, let's give them away early. That's
me and Peter, we forgot to do it Monday and Tuesday. Said, you know what? Let's do some more today. So thank you guys for those that joined. We'll do another giveaway a little bit later. All right, friends. Let's
While we're doing
here.
that,
yeah,
a couple people mentioned Lyft. Lyft, this is moving. Lyft is lifting up 25%, 3.4 million shares. It's looks like they've announced a partnership with Waymo to bring their autonomous vehicle solution to Nashville. So, there's a lot of these cities where these fully autonomous ride-hailing services are launching in different cities, and I guess it's the municipalities that are allowing it to happen. But I'm always nervous about it. But anyways, Lyft apparently has got a subsidiary called FlexDrive, which is providing end-to-end fleet management, including vehicle maintenance infrastructure and blah, blah, blah. So bottom line, it's a fully autonomous ride share service, or I guess it's not really ride share anymore. It's just ride hailing service is what they like to call them. So, so anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious about these cities. Anybody living in Nashville? Maybe you need to check it out for us. Or has anybody ever called an autonomous vehicle? Like if you're in a city where they have the autonomous service, do you get to pick driver or no driver, or do you just get what you get? Like I'd be, like what if a car shows up and you're like there's nobody in it? You're like,
yeah,
hell no. Like what happens?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I thought all Waymos were no drivers.
I don't know. I mean, I know that Waymo was operating in California, of course, in LA, because famously a bunch of their cars got, beat up when there was those protests. But Sonny, you loved the no driver experience. I've heard horror stories of like cars on like 4-lane roads stopping in like a middle lane and saying, "Get out." And you're like, "Are you kidding me?" Like there's cars whipping by on both sides, or it'll like suddenly go off route and you're in like some, warehouse parking lot and you're like, I'm not getting out here, man, I'm gonna die. Or anyways, but I just but those are probably outlier stories, I would imagine. But Sonny says yes, they always do stop in the middle of the road. I don't know, I'm just very curious. I'm just curious as to how it works, because I honestly don't know. But if anybody, I mean, do you get to pick? So Sonny, you seem to be experienced in this. Did you get to pick whether you had a driver or not, or was it just like the service, like it was just, you knew it was driverless going in? Anyways, whatever.
Interesting.
Whatever the answer to that question is. Lyft is moving this morning. Again, a good volume, up over 5 million shares now, to up 29%. So yeah, it's on the rise. I'm adding it to my list.
Excellent. All right, friends, let's go through our gap down. And after we're done with this gap down, Andrew just confirmed he wants to give away one month free elite membership to the Lambos and garbage trucks. 5. He wants me to do 5 of those today. So let's get through this list and we'll give those away. So if you want to sign up, 1 month elite membership coming up right after this. Andrew wants to give those out. Let's do it. TURB, Turbo Energy, Peter. Sounds like your kind of stuff here. Again, we're gapping down 20%. I don't know. I don't like this. Float on this bad boy is 1 million. No.
If you look, on the daily there, this was on our list yesterday. We did talk about it very briefly. It did pop up. I wasn't really watching it. It had a good rise after the open. A couple of members, mentioned it, and then it sort of went flat. So I think it's sort of just a normal pullback. I don't see anything interesting going on today. It's second day play. Yeah,
that doesn't look great. It looks like yesterday had all the fun. NUKK. Nucleus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nucleus.
So Nucleus
this is another one that was on our.
Yeah.
It was on our list yesterday that we were watching as it had that pop up. You notice that in this case, it actually sold off. it was pretty boring after the open. It really didn't do much other than go sideways and slightly down. So, which led to that red day. I don't, yeah, I don't think it's going to be any more interesting today.
Yeah, yeah. Um, if you're asking me how to join, here it is, guys. Go to just the channel, overall Bear Shares channel. You can see next to subscription or subscribe. You can see the number, the join button. Just click on that, and you'll be become part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. So, pretty easy to do that there.
And
All right,
not like Banner saying Banner says lambs and garbage trucks. There's no,
lambs.
it's not meh, it's not lambs, Lambos,
That
Lamborghinis.
could be a whole nother thing going on there.
That's a whole different thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, be careful.
All right, RZLV, RZLV, welcome ADAD, down 8%, 2.8 million shares traded. Also seems like it has been active over the last couple of days, giving some of that back here. Peter, yeah, I just don't know.
It,
Not a low
Yet
flow
another
though.
one that
80
it
million.
was on
Yeah.
my list yesterday. Yeah, we were. I was sort of watching it yesterday after the market opened. Very boring. Right at the open, it dropped,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then very flat. It just, yeah, it didn't do. It
That's a
looks
low.
like a bigger down candle here in the red candle, but if you actually look at the price action, yeah, this was not
Yeah,
interesting. So
that did not look good. And you can't short it, so at least with Interactive Brokers, no shares for short. So again, nothing to see here. All right, so Lyft is up, Uber's down. This is interesting, man. This is not this is good. This is good action for us, Peter. So Uber here taking a hit, obviously given the part that Lyft is lifting, Uber's dropping. They both could be in play today.
yeah, they could be. I mean, I think this is just a sort of an inverse sympathy play. So with Lyft showing that they're making strides moving forward, I think Uber's just dropping, sort of on the other side of that equation. Uber's not down. It's not down a huge amount. It's down 3%. Considering that Lyft is up 30 well, no, it's only 22% now. It's dropped a little bit, but still, right, the relative difference in movement is significant. So it might be worth watching both of them because Uber, this could be very short term. This drop on Uber, right? It feels like a pre-market sympathy thing. It could regain that difference. It might be a good
Yeah,
trade. I'm thinking long at the moment, but I could be wrong on that. So I'd have to watch and see what happens at the open. So might keep an eye on it. We have less than a million shares traded on Uber, so it is. I always forget that Uber's a nicey stock. It always
I
seems
know.
weird to me.
I do the same thing. I always think it's a, like more new technology, Nasdaq type ticker, but it's not. Nicey stock here. And yeah, down 4.3. I did a little shuffling on my list here, Peter. I moved Baba down. I moved Nvidia down. I got IonQ, Tesla, Lyft, and Uber. I think these are in play. And then we'll have another brand new list at 2 o'clock. Like, we have two, it's like two opens today, right? With the Fed rate cut, even though we know what's happening, we're going to get movement and volatility, and we'll take advantage of that as well. Should we go live today for that? Should we do that? I haven't discussed this with Peter yet, but maybe that could
Uh,
be fun on YouTube.
we could,
Do
yeah.
we
I
have
mean, we
anything?
could, yeah. No, I mean, I'll be here. We could see
Okay.
how it goes. I think I'll be here. I just got a note from the dealership about my car, so unless I actually get to go get it,
Oh,
that
you're
would be
definitely gonna
crazy.
be here. All right, we'll be here. Let's go live. Yes, let's go live. Hit that thumbs up.
All
Who wants
right,
to go
let's
live?
do it.
If we get 400 likes, we'll go live. If we get it before we come off, we'll go live today at 2. All right, for the Fed announcement and just see what it does there. Okay, friends, gap down list brought to you by tradingterminal.com. RCAT, I saw this before, didn't look great, doesn't look any better now. So we'll leave it alone, Peter, unless you have anything to add to this.
Not on RCAT, no.
Oh, oh, all right, here we go. GIS, we'll go through this quickly. Same thing, also looks very boring. Oh, General Mills, yeah, we know this company. They don't day trade very well. And they're dropping here down 3.2, Peter. So again, nothing to see here. But what's the news though? Because they don't usually move like this. What's going on with them today?
This GIS, not one that I looked up here on GIS. General Mills. Okay, let's see. Oh, do they have earnings? Really? Let's see. I actually didn't even bother checking
Yeah,
anybody.
that's how bad they are.
Yeah,
as far
well, I
as
didn't
far as
bother
for me and
checking
you.
for
Yeah.
earnings. Yeah, they did have earnings this morning. Looks like they beat their numbers. They delivered 4.52 billion of revenue versus a 4.5 and 86 cents a share versus 80. So that's good news, but but they're not on the right side of the ledger here. So it looks like it's largely because despite beating the numbers, their sales were actually down, but in line with forecasts. So I love it how like, you did what you said you were going to do, but the analysts say, yeah, but your numbers shrunk. But I told you that's what was going to happen. Anyways, they're still getting punished for that. And they actually maintained their guidance. They didn't increase it, but they just said, yeah, we still think we can hit our numbers. So basically, doing what you said you're going to do is not enough in this market to maintain your stock price or grow it. That's basically meaning you what? You didn't wow me? What have you done for me lately? And here
Yeah.
they are down 3%.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, not a great trader. But we'll leave it alone. At least you know what's going on with it as far as the movement here. All right, Peter, as far as gapping down, anything else you like here? Again, this list has a lot on it, but there's not really a whole lot that looks awesome. There's not a blockbuster list. We got a couple on here that I like. IonQ, Tesla's not even on the list, but I like them. Lyft and Uber both going separate directions. Baba, just to watch the tiny stickers on the secondary, and Nvidia. But as far as you go, you have, Peter, what do you like as far as gap down?
Well, I think Tesla's going to be in play. It's been in play the last couple of days. It hasn't been an easy trade, I'll admit. Like if you look at sort of yesterday, it was like bouncing around at the open, and it did move higher, which was a little bit of a surprise to me. But it definitely had that inside day that I predicted, meaning it traded within the range of Monday. Today, it might again have an inside day. However, I find there's some interesting news going on. Bernie Sanders, who's long been one talking about the one percenters and the inequity in society. I like this headline here that he's aligned himself with Pope Leo, and the criticism of outsized pay, saying that the pontiff is exactly right and that no society can survive when one man becomes a trillionaire. I'm not sure that that's like a famous expression, but apparently they're trying to make that a thing. So uh, keep in mind, well, Elon is not a trillionaire yet. It's just his pay packet has the potential to make him a trillionaire. So, but it's interesting how it's getting condemnation from those that really have no stake in Tesla. So I've seen this before, where often, frankly, that actually drives the stock price up because people sort of, I feel like the stock sort of says, "Oh yeah, yeah, hold my beer." So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's anyway, so we'll see what happens. I just think it might create a little action where we've got a relatively sober and quiet day, at least until again the Fed rate announcement this afternoon. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna watch Tesla just in case it does something interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, All right, let's see here, friends. Okay, what we got going on? All right, so that's our gap down. That covers our gappers list, both up and down here. And yeah, friends. So we want to do something very nice right now. Andrew's going to give away 5 1-month memberships to a Lambos and Garbage Truck member. So let's do that now. And then we're going to be getting ready for the market open. Again, it's a lot of waiting and seeing, Peter. I think today, a lot of waiting and seeing to see where
Yes.
action is going to be. I got a list. I'm gonna be patient. I'm not gonna have a lot of opportunities to play here. So let me get you a hashtag, guys. We'll give this if you are part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck members. We're giving away 5 elite memberships for a month, for 5 elite memberships, and we'll do one every day going forward after this. So Andrew's approved that as well. So we're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna have some fun. All right, let's do it, friends. So let's go with the hashtag. Hold on, I'll give it to you right now. Give me 1 second. So here it is, and then we'll do hashtag. Let's do elite. Hashtag elite. There it is. Let's do that. That is on. You have to be a Lambos and Garbage Truck member, and we'll get that going. All right, as people are joining in there, Peter. What else? Anything else you like this morning? I mean, what are your usual suspects for today that you're going to be watching?
Look, I'm gonna stick with some of the usuals. I already mentioned Tesla. I always watch it. I'm gonna be watching it. Nvidia. I think again the news out of China, it gets me a little skeptical about what Nvidia is going to be able to do and whether we'll get a pullback at the open. We'll see what happens. So I'll be keeping a close eye there. I know that people have mentioned Apple, which I just sort of mentioned in passing. I don't have any
Mm,
particular views about what Apple's going to do. So I think it's yeah. I'm not watching that. So
yeah.
Tesla and Nvidia, frankly, are my top two of the usuals. And then on the sort of secondary to them would be AMD and PLTR. And then of the movers that we talked about this morning, I'm actually going to watch both Lyft and Uber for opposite reasons. Anyways, because of the news, again, I want to see if Uber can maybe make a recovery, and we'll see what Lyft does. Lyft is actually pulling back here. It's
Yeah.
actually pulling back fairly hard after the initial excitement. So maybe that move was overdone, and we're going to see a drop,
Mm,
and maybe Uber will also, they'll both equalize. We'll see. Anyways, but that's what
yep.
I'm watching.
Yep. Awesome. All right, friends. Here it is. 107 entries for the Lambos and Garbage Truck members. We're gonna give you guys 1 month elite membership. Come check us out. The webinars. You're gonna enjoy the webinars that are
You're in
are,
like a
are
huge giveaway mode
scheduled.
today.
No, I,
I like
I
it.
I got excited, man. Core got me excited.
Yeah.
We're all the jewelry stuff is. I'm like, what's going on here? All right, first one. Niha, welcome. Send me an email. Carlos at bearwithtrace.com. She's still doing hashtag or him hashtag elite. She really wants to win. She probably did it like 5 times. I could tell there. But welcome, Omar. Welcome, my friend. There it is. Second winner. We'll do 3 more. Here's Andrew Highland. Excellent. Get you joined up. Got some more people coming in here. 130 now. Welcome. Nice, nice. Junaid Asgar. So welcome. And last one here for the 1 month elite membership, guys. RIP Gaming, you're in a row. See, but there's when you're a member of the Lambos and Garbage Truck, your odds are so good. He won a book, and now he's got the membership to learn
Wow.
about the book he's reading.
Okay.
that is pretty cool. All right, Peter, let's take our team through what's happening. Speaking of memberships, you get access to it. I'm going to show you right now, which is going to be the webinars. That is one of the biggest values that comes off that elite membership. And you can see the schedule when you head over to bearwithtrace.com/webinar. Today we'll focus on Wednesday psychology. So we have a good one coming up today.
Yeah, and look, guys, it's Hump Day. It's middle of the week. It's also Wisdom Wednesday, and we love this day because we get to focus on psychology. And as we will keep telling you as part of this community, your psychology is the most important thing you need to train, you need to understand, and you need to manage when you're trading. Right? All the technical stuff, those are table stakes. Anyone can do that. What very few can do effectively is manage themselves and their psyche. You'd think that would be the easy part. It is remarkably difficult. We've all sort of run into that wall, over time. Today, it's all about Dr. Vanessa Charlin. She's going to be here on YouTube. She's going to be in the chat room at noon, talking futures and sort of reviewing her trades and market opportunity. And then she'll be doing the webinar tonight. So it's a fantastic day to get engaged. She is frankly one of the best trading psychologists out there and really knows her stuff. And she knows it because she's professionally trained. And she is a very active trader, so she knows what she's talking about, both personally and professionally. So, well worth paying attention to, whether you're here in YouTube or you join in the webinar rooms at noon and at 8 tonight. So that's what you need to pay attention to. If you want to join us here and you didn't win a free membership, then you need to go to the website, bearabletraders.com, and check out the different membership options. You can join using everything from the intro right through the elite annual, and we'd love to see you in the room sometime soon because we're active all day, and we always have a lot of fun in that chat room, let alone sort of the opportunity to trade with friends and make money together. So that's the objective, and we'd welcome you to join us to do so. Carlos, you said we're actually going to go live again this afternoon out there, which will be another community event. We'll have to do that at what, like 1:45? Get ready for that rate announcement. You're on mute. Can't hear you.
I am on mute. Yeah, let's get on at 1:45. We'll talk shop, and then we'll see what the decision is, how the market reacts. Then we'll look at a little bit of the speech. We won't look at the whole thing because he can go for an hour, but we'll look at some of it, right? We'll tune in to see what he's saying. So I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
Cool.
All
Sounds
right.
cool.
Excellent.
Let's do
Excellent. All right, friends. let's get to some levels. Again, we'll do some levels here. And thank you for those that have joined the Lambos and Garbage Truck membership. Also, thank Andrew. He's the one giving all his stuff away. I'm just announcing it. So thank him. He's in chat. He's the one doing all this fun stuff. I'm just the middleman. All
Well,
right.
sometimes the messenger takes the blame. Sometimes you can get the credit. Well, take advantage.
Well, a good middleman takes the blame, and doesn't take the credit, right? So I want to be a good middleman. All right, friends. Let's do some levels here. IonQ, very, very active. You can see here the daily on fire. So let's get some levels set up here. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing pretty good here. I'm gonna mark down the low of the day at 61. Low of the pre-market, 61.03, and then as we look up higher, high of the pre-market setting up at a 64.59. So we'll slam a level there as well. So let's see. Wow, look at this move. It's pretty nice. This is all-time highs. Okay. Let's just go back.
Yeah, IonQ is also moving.
Yeah, it is all-time highs. Wow. Okay, so IonQ, everything is all-time highs. IonQ, all-time highs here. Tesla stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So levels will be very easy here. I'm going to put the low of the pre-market 415. 415 is the low of the pre-market there, 415.04. Once you do that, if you look at this daily, there's nothing else for you to add. Highs and lows doing a pretty good job. Nothing else for you to add there. So let's go on over to Lyft, which is lifting, as Peter mentioned here, towards the bottom. Highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Got a good job. This is all-time highs as well. What's going on? No. This is pretty. Has been much higher. So high of the pre-market 26.75, and I'm just gonna look at the weekly here, guys, and the other monthly, and take off some levels. So here's our high of our pre-market. Above that, which is gonna look, because we got to go back to like 2022, 31.82, and also we're going to pick off 36.21 in case this is not short-lived, right? We feel it's going to be probably short-lived here, but let's see if it's going to have some juice in it. Uber, for the most part, not moving a whole lot out of its daily range. So low of the pre-market 92.97 as it's dropping here. And again, you can see the bounce happening already now, Peter, on Uber, getting back there. 92.97, low of the pre-market. Below that, we have 91.32, and at the bottom here, 88.81. So great levels here on Uber. Both look great. I'm watching them both and see if this could be an opportunity for us today. Peter, what is our team watching this morning?
All right, our mods are watching, well, a lot of the stuff we've talked about here, but also they're being very cautious, which I sort of like. Thor, AMD, and PLTR, both of which we talked about. Nathan's watching AMD and the Magnificent Seven. Brendan's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, IonQ, and Open, one that we didn't talk about. Thor, he's trading with our friends at P Capital, by the way, this morning. So, and everybody's sort of mentioning this FOMC rate decision. I like Thor. He says, duck and cover, people. And Megan's taking that advice to heart because she says she's sitting out today waiting for the FOMC rate announcement. Mike is just going to be watching the scanners, nothing specific on the list. Whereas Gary, pretty much the same plan, right? He's going to be sitting on the sidelines, just waiting to see what moves and waiting for that rate announcement. Eamon's got an eye for Baba for a long and MU for a short. I already mentioned my list to you guys. Tesla and NVIDIA are my top 2. And on my secondary list, AMD, PLTR, Lyft, and Uber. Andrew's going to be watching Uber, Lyft, Tesla, Open, and CWD. Brian is going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, Uber, and Lyft. So that's what we've got. There's a couple of IPOs that are supposed to open. I'll let you know if and when they do open today. We'll see what happens. But as we keep talking about, guys, FOMC, this is the big day, right? Rate announcement, 2 o'clock, it comes out. The computers will read it. The market will immediately react. Then it'll probably retrace that move fairly quickly. That's usually what happens. But again, there's absolutely no guarantees. The bigger moves often come when we have the press conference, which starts at 2:30 with fixed remarks and then goes into the Q&A, which is usually the most interesting part and where the market will really act depending on how Powell answers questions from the media. So we'll wait and see what happens this afternoon. It will be interesting. As we said, we are going to go live. So if you're out there on YouTube, either join the chat room and you can just be with us all day, or you'll need to rejoin this afternoon. So we're pretty much got a full day worth of programming because we're live with you here till noon as always, and then we'll be back at 1:45 to let's see what this rate announcement brings, right, and how the market reacts. You know, is it going to fizzle? Or is it going to be a big boom? We have no idea, but we'll be there.
Yep, sure will, my friends. All right, awesome. Our live traders should be ready to go here. We're going to switch over to them. We'll continue here on YouTube, and I think we're all set. I like my list. Not a blockbuster one, but I think it'll be a whole lot of fun today. One of Andrew's comments, the FOMC day is usually big, especially after 2 p.m. A 2:30 press conference, TQQ, TNA can get wild, TMFC, also leverage. So he's got a nice message here for you guys to look at. I'm going to copy this and share with our YouTube friends. Why not? And yeah, I think we're all set, Peter. Anything else?
No. Let's get going.
Okay. Guys, trade safe over in chat. We'll see you guys a little bit later. YouTube, stay with us. We're just going to disconnect here. And here we go. Okay, perfect. Brian is ready to go there. And
you know what we didn't talk about at all this morning for the first time in a week? Oracle.
Oh man, yeah, Oracle. Yes, Oracle
it was moving again yesterday.
Really good. I did see that yesterday.
Yeah. Today it didn't make the list, so maybe it's finally dying off here. Anyways, we'll see. All right. Gotta put Lyft in here. Put you know what?
Learning 101 says already at 400 likes. Yeah, we usually don't get to 400 likes until like about 10 something. But we've been giving away so much stuff for our early birds, man. We gave away memberships, books. So yeah, so people are excited today. Which we like. All right, friends, let's switch up everything here. So here's our 1 minute, and let's get our 5 minute at the bottom. Got to update my list. I'm just gonna update our watch list here, and we can get going. So we have IonQ. Oh, where'd my watch list go? There it is. Peter, so how was your trade? How was trading yesterday? I know you mentioned a little bit. How was everything else?
Whoop, my alarm's going off here. That's my 1 minute alarm to the open. It was good. I had a good trade on Nvidia short right off the open yesterday. That was sort of what my focus was, and I actually missed a second trade, which was a bounce off the VWAP. I was thinking about you on because it was sort of more your style to trade. But nice. John was here. John had some great trading on Tesla, actually. He took Tesla and made it work for him long a few times. So yeah, we both had decent days. And what was a tough day, by the way, our room, if I looked at our room, the number of people that were green versus red, because I do a survey every single day, was pretty low. It was in the bottom decile. So it really was relatively low. A lot of people struggled yesterday. So I felt very fortunate to have a green day. Okay, guys, we're about to go live here. 3 seconds to the open. Get ready. Here we go. Here's the opening bell.
All right, let's do it, friends. Okay, let's see. IonQ. Wow, IonQ, friends. Look at that. Look at that. It's nice. It's nice today. This is really, really in play. Heavy volume coming in there. So we'll see. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and you will know that I wait 3 minutes before I take a trade. Can I join?
I am short Nvidia already. Taking a partial. Looking for a low day move here. I hope. I'm trying to get better at this trading at the open, guys. So I'm being much more aggressive here. You can see my short on the screen. Yep. I got an excellent entry here, so I'm hoping that I can hold on here through this gyration and we move lower, but oh no, I'm out. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. What did it do? It went, it came back up here. All right.
Yeah.
Where was your stop, Peter? It was not above VWAP. You had it
Well,
lower,
uh, well, no, I mean my entry was well above VWAP, but once I take a partial, I always move my stop to break even.
right?
So
Right.
it yeah, I'm sharing a screen. You should be able to see
Oh yeah, I got it.
my
Yep.
trade
Yep.
on there. So, oh, geez,
Ooh.
now, see, now it's gonna make the move. Is
That's
it not? Is
yeah. That's
it?
what
Is
I'm.
it though? Well, maybe not. Maybe
Oh, this
not.
is
Oh,
wild.
see, this is why
Wild.
I'm so tight on my stops at the open because I just,
Yeah.
it's just too. It can be too wild, right? And you can get really stuck on things, and I'm still
Yeah.
not.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Don't blame
So.
you on that, man. Got to be quick. But Nvidia's it's looking good. As far as volatility, not
Uber.
actually any direction yet.
No. Nvidia's over its average volume here this morning. It's one of the few that is, so that's got my attention as well. So, all right.
Uh,
What do you
AMD, AMD, yeah, Tesla. Oh, look at Tesla. Oh, Tesla was a great 1 minute engulfing right here. Came right back up though. Didn't last long, but it still got you to 413.80 on Tesla. So you gotta be careful with the share size you do here, guys.
Wow, this Nvidia, man, it's a tough
Mm.
trade this morning.
Alright, PLTR, VR projection, PLTR. Yes, I see. I see that. Um, nice VR projection. Could be setting up for something good here. Oh, we didn't talk about
Oh,
PLTR today. Another one
oh,
of our usual buddies that we like.
yeah, yeah. I just mentioned it. It was one of the ones that's on my sort of secondary list.
Mm.
Uh, and then Nvidia did just make the move lower that I was hoping for. It was just too.
It's tough. It was a tough
It
trade,
was
man.
too
That's a
tough.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That was a
it's too
hard
tough.
trade. So
Too tough for me. Too tough for me.
it's not an easy one. All right, guys. I'm just searching for a good potential 5 minute ORB. IonQ getting back above the VWAP. This could be a quick play here. But I would like to take it for a 5 minute ORB. So let's wait a little bit, see how these couple of candles settles down. Back below the VWAP again. We'll have to
Video.
see.
I was right directionally. Look, at least I've got
Yeah.
that. I may
Yeah.
not have gotten a lot of money
Let me
off
see
of
your
it.
tray again.
Yeah.
Let me see. Put it big. Let's look at it
Uh,
again. What? Where? Oh, okay. I
hold
see
on.
what happened. Yeah. So it came back to your entry. All right. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
my entry was
In
great. Over
partial.
one, just over 173. And
Yeah.
I got the
Mm-hmm.
partial down here, and then it just came back up
Ah,
before moving. So
same.
yeah.
Same, same,
A
same.
quick trade. As I said, I don't
Yeah.
like taking a lot of risk on these. I'll at least I'm getting into them, so that's something. But
No, that's great, man. That's great. It's not again. It's
a
not an easy
tough.
trade. It's easy to look now at the dead chart and say, "Oh man, why you didn't get back in, or why you didn't do that?" But if you look at the price section, it's a
Right.
mess. It's a mess. So,
Yeah.
but quick pop, quick drop. So that's good. Um. All right, Tesla friends. What do we have here? Uh, Tesla, Lyft. So again, we're at that 5 minute mark. Uber has no volume, completely dropped here. IonQ, I like IonQ for a long, man. Um, just I would love a nice entry here. Wow, IonQ is gonna try to hit high of day. Let's see if it can pull back and give us a better entry here. I missed. I was not looking at it, but here you can see. Oh, not showing it, but right here you can see nice potential trade. Not for a VWAP breakout, but for a 5 minute ORB. I don't like the setting pressure here, but this turned out nice. It's gonna take off, but I'm not gonna chase it here. We're gonna just chill out and see what else we can find. PLTR. PLTR. Can go either way here. I mean, I like it more for a short, given that it's under the VWAP to get back to the low of the day. If we could start seeing some short, some selling here. Let's see. Let's see. How much time we got? We got 15 minutes left to this candle. I like this for short. I really do. Okay, new candle forming here in the 1 minute. 5 minutes giving us a pullback.
Oh, I was
It's Nvidia.
so
It's Nvidia dropping to the
yeah.
depths.
No. It just went down to 171. It's only a $2 move, so it's
Yep.
not that bad. But it just like I had the read correctly, right? I just couldn't get
Yep.
a comfortable entry. So
Andrew
it's just
mentioned
too bad.
open. Is he in on open?
I don't know. Open did
Uh,
pop higher here,
Andrew's
but
been watching
open's
this from the last couple of days.
nah.
Open
It's a
long
sub
from
$10
9.
stock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a tough one. I find it tough.
But Andrew's in from 9. He wants 950 and 10. Well, you're about to get that 950. Looks like. I mean, you're there.
Well,
Uh,
looks like it.
and Andrew's probably trading like with limit orders, just to make sure. Don't want to trust that far connection with market orders. Limit orders is the way to go here. Um, let's see if we can get filled there if you haven't already. 150. Um, all right, where's my messed this up. Let's here it is. PLTR open short squeeze. Yes, okay, so he's in on that. PLTR. I'm gonna go short PLTR, guys. Let's try this. I like the selling pressure here below the VWAP. We'll look for low of the day at least. Will be fun if we can get that. And the 5 minute
Yeah,
looks good too.
it's very topside wiki here on PLTR.
Yeah,
It's interesting, right? Look at all the wicks
yeah.
are on the top side.
Uh, in the 5 minute, let's see. I like this uh, pullback here. So hopefully that can sell off a little bit. Get us to the low of the day would be nice. But we know PLTR. I got to be quick with it because PLTR can be it can be very choppy, very choppy. So let's see here. I want low of the day. 167.19-ish will be awesome. Let's see if we can get the drop. Come on, flush, baby. Yes. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to take one here. Let's see if we can get another flush. So a nice 5 minute RB breakdown. Not the cleanest setup, but a real nice 5 minute RB breakdown. And when you're so close to the V up like that, gives you a good risk to reward as well, because you know exactly where your stop needs to be, and it's bouncing off the V up like this is pretty cool. All right, low of the day coming up, please. Hopefully, let's see. Buttons and the hotkeys, struggling. Come on,
There you
sellers, get
go.
in there.
Come
Oh,
on.
here it is. Come on. Give me that 19. No, no. Come on. Okay, he's coming now. Here, the level 2 is showing us some stuff. Let's see if they can pull the price down. Pull it down. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
boom. There
perfect.
you
There it
go.
is. Nice, nice,
There's
nice.
your move. Oh, nice trade,
Nice, nice,
Carlos. You
nice.
got it.
Yeah, so it turned out real nice. 5 minute looks awesome too, guys. Look at this 5 minute. You can't beat that. That is amazing. Amazing, amazing. So let's see if that can continue. So PLTR turned out to be a good 5 minute ORB, guys. We waited for the pullback, right? Here's the pullback and got in when it showed weakness. Because if you look at the 1 minute, it could have gone either way. He could have gone back up off the VWAP. So we want to see that rejection with a little bit of confirmation. So Very, very nice. Um, let's see here. How many tickers are you watching at a time? Usually between 4 and 6. Oh, Osam does the same thing. Yeah, between 4 and 6 is usually what I'm watching um, on the main list, right? Although you see a lot on the secondary list, the secondary list is usually not up on the screens, right? That's usually uh, on my watch list, but it's not up on the as far as paying close attention to. But we'll scan through them and see if there's anything happening there. Oh man, PLTR for the win today, friends. There we go. PLTR. Very nice to make a new low. Excellent. And let's see. Look at this garbage, man. I just noticed how much this thing is dropping here. Halted. Just opened up CWD. It's just so garbage. Very, very careful with that, guys. All right, a couple of parcels on PLTR. We're sitting pretty good here, but we know how fast this thing can get up to VWAP, so we'll be very, very careful. Lyft at VWAP. Let's take a look. Good buddy, Lyft. I don't know, man. This Peter, you called this. You didn't think they were going to be great trading tickers, and they're not. They had the great action in the pre-market, and now they're not really moving a whole lot. So
unfortunately, Lyft does this a lot when it does. It looks great pre-market, and then it just sort of fizzles after the open.
Yep.
So here we are, fizzling.
Exactly. All right, watching PLTR here on my other screen, seeing if we can hopefully stay below 167 and retest the lows here. And how about Uber? As we wait for that, Uber is same thing. This just really didn't. I don't really see a play on this 1 minute. Like I don't see no strategy. Maybe a VWAP breakdown. 5 minute ORB looks okay, but definitely not better than PLTR. PLTR was look much cleaner. PLTR, so we drop a new low. As we're getting a cushion on our entry, I'm just gonna be a little bit more patient. Like there's no need to go crazy with the partials now. Oh, man, every time we drop like this, it is tempting to hit the button. It is tempting to hit the button. Okay. Friends over on YouTube, thank you for all the support. We hit 400 likes pretty quickly this morning. We had futures joining us. I don't want to even look at NVIDIA. But if you're just joining us,
it's also dropping.
I'm sure. Yeah,
it is what it is.
I could tell just by your reaction that NVIDIA
I know
is down a couple of bucks. Yeah. So Andrew added to open. That is his play here. There it is. Well, one of the things that's not going down is open. Andrew's in at 9. Did he get? Oh, he did get 950. Yeah, he definitely got filled here.
Yeah.
950 there.
Yeah.
Added, which is something I got to get better at. It's adding to my trades. And looking for that 950 again, hopefully. Let's see if the market doesn't pull this down. It can get there. All right, so now the SPY. Again, I look at the SPY, and I miss not having Andrew live because usually I only have 3 monitors, and usually his monitor is where I have the SPY chart. I look at his screen. So we got to get him back so I can have that screen there. But yeah, SPY is going to start pushing some of these things down. That would have helped NVIDIA's trade for Peter.
Yeah.
And you didn't think about getting back in? It didn't cross your mind, or after you got out?
It did. No? It did, but then it was feeling very uncertain. It was just chopping so much that it felt risky. I frankly, the risk was no greater than the first trade I took, but I think I got nervous on it. So yeah, I'm still working at getting comfortable trading the open, quite frankly. So
yeah. How many screens? So I have 3 screens. Usually just two for trading. This is the main one that you're seeing here. This is where I do my trades out of. But I have three, and I do need to get one more. I am missing one more screen to be a little bit more comfortable. But for trading, I only need two. Guys, here's Andrew's trades. Let's take a look here. Here's what Andrew traded today. And yeah, there it is. Open, got in, boom, added, partial, added some more. Oh, he added here too for the breakout. Took out above 950.
Yeah.
Very nice. And then he's in it now looking for the high. I mean, this is textbook. This is textbook, man. This is what was it? A 5-minute ORB? Yeah, 5-minute ORB breakout. Yeah, it's just I don't know what else to say. Just good stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. Very clean trading, Andrews. The mind airs make doing you good. This is very clean. Is this the only trade for today? He's not gonna come back. He's not gonna leave the base camp. That's really nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
That's right. It's all working well here. Live off of goat and whatever else they can find up there. I don't know.
yeah, absolutely. Don't get I don't get jealous of other traders, man. I how can I put this? I enjoy seeing other people do well. I really do. I honestly enjoy it. Like, if I see you, driving a really nice car, I'm so happy for you. Do I envy it? Do I want it? I don't want it. I can't afford, the price on a Porsche GT Turbo something. No, I can't afford the maintenance on that. But me, I see you driving it. Yo, nice. I'm happy for you, and I enjoy seeing other people happy. It's one of the things that I truly do enjoy here. So yeah, same thing with trading. And
I used to get jealous of people's trades, but I've learned over time, like you said, you know what?
Okay.
Absolutely. Just because I wanted to do that so badly, it's hard to watch other people, because that's what I want to do. So it's not jealousy of the thing that you have. For me, it was always jealousy of your ability to execute and get the results. But that was before I learned to respect my own trading style and strategy. And that was the hard thing, right? Because you got to get comfortable with who you are and your style of trading. So like this open, right? It would drive me crazy. Oh, I missed the Nvidia trade. Look at Andrew, he's trading. Like, dang it, But now I'm much more. I don't know what to say. Zen about it, where it's like,
I don't think that's jealousy. That's a little bit more like FOMO.
It's the FOMO,
per se. Yeah. It's a little bit different, I think. Yeah.
Or ROMO, the regret of missing out. But it's. But it's frustration about not being able to execute the way I see others executing, and that was frustrating more than anything. So I think we get that, right? We've all been there.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree. Standard deviation, FOMO, ROMO, they're all sort of elements of that jealousy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want something that someone else has. In this case, in my case, it was always wanting to achieve the results I was seeing in someone else. I've realized now, you have to get there your own way, and that's up to me to figure out how to get there. And that's what I'm able to then focus that energy on is, all right, so how do I get better? How do I figure it out for myself? And that's what I'm doing. I'm very comfortable with my trading throughout the day. With you guys here, this has been a great opportunity for me to get better at trading the open, which is an area I've never really excelled at. And that makes me happy because, I'm sort of learning a new skill while getting to hang out with you guys.
That's awesome. All right, out of PLTR, friends. I wish we would have taken a partial down here or gotten out here, but I'm out now. Great trade, and now let's see for a long. I mean, this thing above the VWAP, we might be switching sides here. The SPY is recovering. This must be helping Andrew straight. Yes, it is going to 950. What's the deal with open door technology? Like, they've been in play the last couple of days. What's their deal?
I think it was last week. When was it last week? What was the news? That the co-founders were back in the company. This was Thursday of last week, and that they'd headhunted an executive from Shopify to be their new CEO. So a little bit of enthusiasm.
I do remember that. Yeah, that's good news. Yeah, it's good news. All right. Wow, it's going to 970. Man, that is great. That is great. All right, look at PLTR for a possible VWAP breakout. This is a great setup right now. Let's see if we can get a nice VWAP breakout. If you guys know, that video is on YouTube, so you can watch that when you get the breakout, the pullback, and then the confirmation candle, right? So we'll see if we can get that going there. And then just looking at Lyft and Uber, it didn't do much, man. Just garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, not very exciting, is it?
What we got here? Andrew's sending me some links. Oh, he's going against you. So Martin is shorted open at 936. Ooh. Here's this. You see, this is why it can be hard headed, man. Just I'm sure now this guy's gonna have to. What's it saying? Eat crow? Is that what they usually say?
Yeah,
Is
that
that
is
what
an
it is? Okay,
expression.
all right.
So it's your.
Some expressions I
I don't know
don't
what you
know,
mean.
so I gotta like, I wasn't born here. I didn't grow up with American parents, so some expressions don't make sense to me. I gotta Google them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so here it is. Where's my main screen? I want to share this with you guys full screen if I can. There we go.
AMD was
All right.
AMD got a good move higher here. It only started a few minutes ago, about 10 minutes ago, but I'm not sure I'd call that the trade of the day,
Oh, this was
Sandra, but if it worked for you, then great.
so this was yesterday. So he's getting squeezed from yesterday. I thought it was okay. This is yesterday. Opened up a short, and the stock today showing him, yeah, you're not the boss. Oh man, that's tough. It's hard, man. It's hard. It just tells you, nobody knows. No matter how much followers or whatever you have, it's just how much knowledge. The market doesn't care about any of that.
Yep.
So this is why the way we trade, it's so key here. All right, VWAP break. Ice. I'm gonna long. I know it might feel like I'm trading a lot today, but I like to set up long on PLTR above the VWAP. So we got out here as things were rallying. I'm a little late to the party. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little late. This should have been in on this one, but we were social media and trolling for a little bit. But yeah, let's see. I still like it. I think it's still good risk to reward. Stop should be around 164, 167. Excuse me, 167, 30ish. So right in here. So let's see. Let's see if we can get something going here on PLTR. High of day would be awesome, guys. Like, I don't want to be greedy, but high of day on this would be pretty nice. He had a big position, yeah, but he's getting squeezed. Wow. Oh, okay. So Martin is a short seller, a swing trader. Yeah, so he could be right next week. He could still be right depending on, but not today.
Could be.
Not
Not
today.
at the moment, anyways.
Yeah, not at the moment. Oh man. All right, let's see here if PLTR. The concerning part about PLTR is that we have had such a big move to the VWAP, so there might be some tiredness from the buyers. So that is a little bit concerning, but the setup is there. Setup is definitely there as far as the way it's looking now.
Just to keep on reminding people, it is FOMC rate decision day, which means that the open is only 25 minutes behind us, but we could see diminishing volumes, less movement overall quite quickly here as things quiet down waiting for this rate announcement. So I'm actually hoping, Carlos, I can run out and get my car back this afternoon. Then I can tell you when we get the FOMC rate how much money I have to make to pay for it.
I would love. Yeah, I hope that is the case.
Maybe we should take bets. How much do you think this thing is going to cost me?
There is a way with the giveaway thing to take bets, and whoever gets the close, so people can put a number in, and whoever gets the closest wins. Let's do that today. What are we going to give away? We can give away your car. We just give away
I'm
your
not
car,
sure.
so
That
you don't have
doesn't feel
to.
like give
So
away
you
my
don't have to
car.
deal.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
This way you don't have
Especially
to
not
deal with the
after
next
paying
bill.
a big bill to get it back. I want to drive it. Yeah,
Well, we're going to be saving your money from the next bill that's coming in probably 2 more years. We're going to be
yeah,
saving your money. You know.
right. It's very kind of you. Appreciate your selflessness.
Oh,
We'll
good
just
stuff. Good stuff.
sign over pink slips and good to go.
Yeah, good to go. All right. PLTR is trying to make us something here, trying to get this breakout going. What a move. PLTR can trade so clean at times. Today's a very clean day on PLTR. I mean, this is beautiful. You got the 5 minute too. The 5 minute is just so clean. Look at this engulfing pattern. If you're paying attention to the reversals, nice strong engulfing pattern off the 5. And you would have been well in the money now. So, man, this is awesome. I want to short Peter's car. No.
Hey, man.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
It's funny. I can't wait to stop talking about it.
Let's see here.
Well,
All right.
anyways.
All right.
Although I have gotten used to driving an SUV, I've got to admit, it's sort of
Mhm.
nice having the room and the space.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna have to clean all my junk out of it before I give it back. That's it's gonna be work right there.
Let's see here. PLTR is taking too long.
Yeah, it is
It's
taking a
taking
while
too
here.
long. Yeah. I want this move to go quickly, but it's taking longer than I expected. Barely making higher lows here. Barely. Let's see, yeah, that's not good. Let's see if it can hold. Volume dropped a bit on PLTR. Yeah, it's got tired, right? Like it had a great setup here, and now it's just getting a little bit tired. But we'll see. My stop loss below VWAP. I might not wait till it gets there though. Let's see how it goes. Tesla going up. Tesla, yes. Also another one that broke the VWAP. Uber, Lyft. Oh, look at Uber.
Yeah.
Uber's slowly grinding higher. I mean, sorry, Lyft. Excuse me, Lyft. That's what I got on this
Yeah,
here.
a little bit.
Uber's
A little
garbage.
bit.
Uber's so bad, man. Uber's just so bad. Look at this thing. That's why we don't trade. Like sometimes you hear a lot of big news. I mean, they're a side story, not the main story, and they just don't trade well. Don't trade well. All right, I'm gonna get stopped out on our long here on PLTR. Let's see how this candle closes. Yeah, it's looking weak. Looking very, very weak. I'm gonna get out. I'm not gonna mess around. But it's looking really, really weak. All right, so we gave some of the profits back. We had such a great trade though to the downside, so it was worth taking the risk for that potential breakout. And let's see if it bounces. Let's see if it bounces from here. IonQ turned out to be actually pretty messy. Didn't really do anything. Tesla, no. Are we gonna go into chop for the rest of the mid morning?
We
I hope
could.
not.
We could. You know, Nvidia actually made a bounce off the underside of the VWAP.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if it's going to get back to low of day, but I considered that. I should have just jumped in. Anyways,
You would have been
um
adding here for your short. Oh man, but
yeah,
it
I was
happens.
busy
We all
focused
miss.
on texting with the dealership here.
Mm, yep,
Interestingly, I
yep.
haven't got a response. I said, "Hey, when I pick up my car, I will be taking it for my own test drive because they've like told me like I don't know, Carlos, they have told me at least 10 times they've taken my car for a test drive." So I definitely am now picturing, thanks to you and everybody, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off where they're out joyriding around in my car. We're test driving it. There's gonna be like 2,000 extra kilometers on it of test drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways. Anyways.
Let's see. Open above 10. Oh,
Oh, see, there goes
wow,
NVIDIA.
man.
Dang it.
It's nice. That is nice. So did everything just pull back to sell off? I mean, that is.
Everybody's so generous. Do I have a picture of my car? Well, yeah. Since you guys are asking about the track and that, let's see. Where's a good picture when it was here.
I don't bring it up.
Yeah.
There, got your screen up.
There she is. You can even have my license. See my license plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Nice.
go. That's on the track at Tremblant. That's what she look. Here's what she looks like in bed at night over the winter.
Baby.
That's right. Just sleep, awake. There you go.
Very nice. Very nice.
There you go. And you guys remember this, right? Hold on. We got to go back. Since we're doing that, Carlos, we got to go back to. Hold on. No, where I got to go back to a photo here. Where is it? Where is it?
Trade
Oh,
count.
no.
You saw the car at Walmart yesterday? May I ask when did we start trading? 2017 simulation.
There. Here's what it looked like last time I saw it. So with all open with its guts all over the floor.
Yeah,
Whenever you see the engine like this disconnected from your vehicle, that's heart-wrenching, man.
yeah.
Look at that. That was John and his photo editing. Anyways, yeah, that's apparently she's reassembled. So
Let's see here.
yeah.
Did you post a new? Let's see. Andrew.
Anyways, there you go.
Here's Andrew's update on his trade. See if I can get this on screen.
Yeah, let's get back to trading, guys. Back into
Here
character, as Andrew would say. And
Back into character,
I mean,
yes.
no, Andrew's still in that trade at $10. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? What a move!
There's
And
his trade. I got it up
look
right
at
here. You can see it. Yeah.
look at the wobbly movement on PLTR. I see the trade that you tried, but weird how it's come right back down.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it was such a false VWAP breakout here, man. Should have came back short, but again, just didn't want to overtrade it. But look at this, back to the low. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
So
like you said, though, it was worth the try because PLTR. I mean, we've seen it many times. Sort of do that reversal move and and just keep going up to a high of day. So because it pushed through the VWAP. Sorry, pretty handily.
Go ahead.
Like I think your trade was decent.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I would take this. No, it's just continuing there. I would take this setup every single time, guys. I mean, something's not going to work like this one, but more times it works, right? Here's a beautiful, clean setup, breakout, pull back, in for the long. I got in a little bit late. I got to admit, should have been paying attention here. And maybe I could have taken a partial, but again, I got a great trade in already. We made a good amount, right? Nothing crazy. So we just kind of want to be a little more patient. Didn't work out this time. And part of it, I think, is just because of the overall market. Like, I think things are just following whatever the overall market is doing. You see NVIDIA had a similar drop as well. Not sure if Tesla also did. No, Tesla's just choppy today. So yeah, so it's it didn't work this time, but that setup is so clean. Um, Andrew in chat said, friends, say hello to Andrew. He's at Bearable Traders there in chat. Almost over with the open. Only 7,000 shares left. He's trying to aim for 1050.
Love
Yeah,
Andrew, man.
we got
Only
you said
7,000 shares left.
yeah. So what you do is, right, when Andrew gives you a number, you just take 2 digits off the end. Like, okay, so 70 shares,
Right.
what I will have left. It's
Yeah,
perfectly fine.
Hey,
So just take 2 shares
right.
off so you
That's
can kind of
right.
relate to it.
Yeah.
Take the
That's
last 2
right.
digits off, and you can kind of relate to the number he's saying. So he's saying 7,000. That's 70 shares for you. It's we can relate.
Yeah. For us, us mere mortals.
Us mere mortals here, absolutely.
Yeah.
But aside from that, what I'm just going to tell you, numbers don't matter. It is just how clean this thing was and how he took this trade, man. It's just awesome. Same thing with PLTR. PLTR, I found it very, very clean here. This drop was nice. 5 minute looks great. And there's not many. Well, NVIDIA, let's not forget NVIDIA, how clean that was. And hopefully you guys took a short
Yeah,
here.
let's not forget that.
Yeah, Peter, let's not forget NVIDIA. It's just awesome, man. Very, very nice. What else? How about you guys? What did you guys trade today? And it's 10 o'clock. We'll give some stuff away a little bit later. 5 more books. I gotta give 5 more books away. So we did it early today. So for those that joined early, they got the early bird giveaway. We did 5 books really early, so that was fun. And we gave away 1 monthly membership to 5 Lambos and garbage truck members. A lot of giveaways this morning. And wow, is PLTR gonna bounce from here? Is this like a support area that we should be considering? I'm not advocating you go long here at all because I don't have a strategy, but right to the same spot, 166.09. Yeah, no, that's not bad. It's not bad. Very good, very good. Let's see what else is happening in chat. Oh, Andrew traded Tesla today as well. Good, good, good. Awesome, friends. Okay, I see some traders also took open in the chat. BTS. A lot of great trading in chat as well. Look, man, are we, Peter? Do we trust this bounce back to VWAP? I don't want to overtrade the stock, but man, this looks so clean.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think in chat for those reversal traders? This looks like
Gary's having a mental breakdown in the chat room because he got stopped out of a trade right as it bounced, and now it's going towards his entry.
Which one?
Or his target. He was trading MSTR actually, of all things. Yeah. But hey, look, we all know how he feels.
Yeah,
it's happened. You get that thing that bounces right at the right at your exit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's the way life goes, man. Welcome to trading.
Yeah, will not be surprised. Life without grass. If this is a slow grinder until later. Another question too we got earlier was, how long we've been trading. So I started Sim 2017, Live 2018, and Peter, you started around the same time, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, 2017. Well, late 2016 is when I started.
Okay. Yeah. So. We got a couple of years in. As we're looking at Lyft, trying to get above the VWAP here. We'll see. If I get in this, I know I'm going to have to sit on it for a while. I don't know if I want to do that. We already have a nice day. We gave some profits back, not a boatload, but we gave some back. We have a good green day. I don't want to. It's tough, and you shouldn't think like that. Like you should just take your setups. But it does cross my mind, Pierre. I don't know about you, but if I'm
Of course it
green,
does.
if I'm green, do I want to put on more risk? I don't know, man.
It's tough when you've got the little greens. I find those the
Yeah, little
worst,
green.
right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when you're massively green, if you have a great trade or a great couple of trades, then you feel like you've got lots of money to play with, right? Because it's
yeah.
you can, oh yeah, I can take a couple of losing trades and it's fine. But if you know that a couple of losing trades could put you back
In
into the
red
red,
again,
then
or
yeah,
even.
then you
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm in the middle
So,
zone. And I'm not massively green. I'm in the middle zone, and it's like
right.
I don't know. Don't know. Why
Yeah.
did you go short originally on PLTR? So beautiful 5 minute RB breakdown, man. Just so clean. I should have took more shares. Should have took 7,000 like Andrew, but my account says otherwise. But yeah. So we went short here, and it's 5 minute RB. Like you can see how beautiful. This is the 1 minute, right? So you see the drop here, the retest of the view up cannot get above that. And look at the selling pressure here, right? Selling pressure. Went long here. We got confirmation. Okay, this seems like it wants to go lower. And now if you look at the 5 minute, right? Because I was looking at the 5 as well. So I'm looking at the 1. You can just see how beautiful this 5 minute RB is. I mean, the pullback, the entry is just textbook. This is, in fact, I should take a screenshot of
Yeah.
this for a class. So I will do that. I'll do that later. But yeah, this is so good. So that was my reason for it. And so we're talking it out through, because it's easy to go back now and say, hey, this is how I took the trade. You can go back to this video. It's great thing about having it live on YouTube, and you can see my actual comments on getting into this trade, right? As things are happening. Sometimes that helps a lot. This is why people that come and watch this trade live, you could learn a ton from watching others trade live and their thought process. And this things happens in chat all day, right? So you got Brian in there, you got Gary talking to their trades and what they're taking, why they're taking it. It's very helpful. I gotta tell you. So definitely check that stuff out. 3.5 Jay Brinkworth. Yeah, about 3.5 years, man. We saw some good stuff at year 2. We thought we had we had figured out. Huge loss, and just kind of had to restructure and rethink things, right? So yeah, 3.5 as far as being profitable, how long it took. But I think people could do it much. Like, don't let that scare you. It depends a lot on your discipline. Like, how disciplined are you? I wasn't as disciplined as I thought I was. So many of you guys have heard me say this already. So it's
That's most of us. We
everybody's
weren't as
different.
disciplined as we
Yeah.
thought.
There's a lot more stuff now. Like, we didn't start with no funded account. We started, practicing in our account.
Yeah.
There's no funded account trading with trading terminal. They didn't have this. You didn't have this stuff, man. Now you guys got it all easy, and I'm not complaining or being jealous, but I'm just saying that it's easier now.
You sound a little jealous.
I know it sounded off a little weird there, but I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for the new traders. They got the path a little bit easier now. So, but yeah, and not easier. It's not easy. The path is just wider.
No, it's not.
It's just
It's
wide.
not
It's a lot more
easy,
information.
but
yeah,
it is easier. I would argue because it doesn't make it easy per se, but it's certainly you don't have to do a lot of the same legwork that you used to have to.
yeah. Exactly, Sean. When me and Peter started trading, we had to walk our orders to the exchange on foot, uphill
handwrite them
both
on the
ways.
tickers
Okay, uphill both ways. So yeah,
that's right.
uh,
Yeah, if you ever read Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, that was basically us. That's what we were doing, writing it on the ticker tape, walking it into the market. We joke that's how Brian started trading. Brian's probably he's been around in the markets longer than anybody.
Yeah, I think Brian was calling them in, man. He was calling them in, $25 calls.
Yeah.
Calling in the swing trades. But yeah. So yeah. All right, we're just sitting and watching, and again, I'm gonna save some ammo, man, because I want to trade later too. I want to see some opportunities as Tesla's tempting me here, trying to get above the VWAP. I mean, sorry, above the
Yeah.
VWAP, trying to pull off. I just don't trust the choppiness, so I'd rather wait till we get.
Mm.
Yeah, let's save some ammo. Let's not go crazy, unless you see something that's really category one type trade, like category A type trade, which means like textbook, it looks good like PLTR did for me here. It's got to look really good, right? Don't go for these half, you know what, looking trades. Take solid trades, quality. Uh, and let's say some ammo. Say some ammo for later. We're gonna come on back again at
Uh,
150 here, right on YouTube and our chat too.
oh, open just got some volume. New high of day.
Open.
Open. Yeah.
Wow, my goodness.
Andrew knows how to
Man
call
knows how to
them. That's
pick 'em,
the.
man. Knows how
I
to pick
know
'em.
it's every time. See,
He
that can
knows
be
how to.
frustrating. He's
That
just so
that
good at it.
I mean, I'm not
He's so
frustrated,
good
but
at
I
it.
am. I am gonna take him to the off-track betting when he comes back, and we just like pick a horse for me, man. Just pick the horse, and my goodness, this is.
Do you think it translates? I don't know.
I hope so. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Yeah, how's Martin doing? Is he sweating? He's got to be sweating. The guy that went short yesterday here at 9:30, he's down a buck. What does this daily look like that he thought short was good? Um, And this is the problem. Like, listen, no matter how smart you are as a trader, and again, we don't know his plan here. We don't know his risk management, so we don't know all that. His stock could be at $13, right? For all we know. So he's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But we seen some big people, man, take hits. What was that last guy we saw lost like $21 billion?
Yeah.
What's the dude? He lost in 3 days on Comcast and all these telecommunications. Insane, right? Like it was, oh, if I had a bigger account, I'll trade better. I can hold longer. And no, you can't. This guy got crushed, and not even on a short squeeze. He got crushed on a drop. Just kept
It
dropping on him.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. There's a lot of stories like that, right? Like again,
yeah,
that's why that's led to the old Wall Street axiom, right? The market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And it doesn't matter
yeah.
how big or small your account is.
What was that guy's name? But this one happened. Like we hear a lot of stories from people back then. This Bill Wang. This happened like in our trading
Was that
career,
the
which is not long.
Bill Wang?
I think it's Bill Wang. This guy. Yeah, I think it's him. Yeah, here it is. This guy.
Bill Wang lost 35 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a matter of like 2 days, Peter. It was wild. And this was reason. This happened like just a few years ago. Like we were trading during this. It was in the news. So it's different when you see it live.
It was October last year.
Yeah. No, it was before that.
Well, the article I've got is from October 15th, 2024.
Yeah.
It was March 21. March 21.
Yeah, it was before that. But yeah, this guy in a matter of hours,
Wow.
not even talking about days, hours blew that much up, and he just didn't cut his losses.
See,
right?
It's a good example of he must have thought he was invincible, right? You get to a point where you could have had a good string of wins. It was going well. I got so much money. Yeah, let me make a big bet. Eggs in one basket, people. Yep. Eggs in one basket. There's a reason why there's that expression.
Yeah. And he bankrupted a lot of people, lost banks a lot of money. They estimated 30 billion. So it's just madness. Here's the article. So just madness. So yeah, check it out. It's a very interesting story here and how he did it. The banks didn't know about each other's investments. He was able to hide it somehow. So each bank didn't know how much risk he had on the same sector, right? And banks, when you have that much money, they protect themselves from that. So he found a way to get around that, right? So, my goodness. But yeah. So, and look at open now here, just crushing, guys. 10 and 1079 is the level I have. That's probably pre-market high from a couple of days ago. Wow. Very, very nice. Ooh. Don't want to be in those shoes. All right.
Yeah.
That's painful. That is painful. Let's see here.
Can you imagine going to, and it was a family trust, right? That I think was sort of
It,
the
it was like a
basis of it.
family
He,
type business, and he's done this something similar before. He's done something similar
yeah.
before, where he lost some money. He got fired from a place, and he opened up his own. Like his whole
Can you
story
imagine?
is insane.
Can you imagine going to the next family reunion? How tough is that? Christmas type thing.
But you know what? I won't be surprised if these guys, they put some money aside, take care of themselves, and people that get hurt are the me and you that invest in them. I
Yeah.
won't shock me. But yeah,
Yeah.
still embarrassing for the Arceus name.
Yeah. No
Still
kidding.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All
All
right.
right, to the moon unopened.
Uh,
As Andrew waits for 10:50 to get hit here.
Martin, I hope your time horizon was longer and you had a big stop loss. We'll see what happens. Don't know where
Yeah.
this is going to go today, but
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
oh
Yeah, but
wow.
this is parabolic now. I mean, this is going parabolic, and the short squeezes are just gonna get destroyed. See here. I don't. Martin, does he? He hasn't posted anything yet. Oh, nice. Oh, he's actually he was live this morning. I'm just looking at his webpage, and he said he was up 131% year to date. Yeah, you might want to refresh that.
You might want to
refresh.
refresh that.
I want to refresh
Ouch.
those numbers.
Ouch. All right, 10:50 now. Unopened.
Boom, boom, boom. It's wild. But yeah. Just again, as long as he has a plan. Wow, 10. Where I got these levels from? I got 1079 next. Hold on. Where did I get these numbers from? Have we been higher
Well,
here? What's the monthly look like? Oh, this is
the
not new. We've
high
been.
1070. 1070 is the
Yeah.
high of the 11th, so
Yeah.
Thursday. So you
Oh,
want to
that's where
watch
I'm
look
getting
at me
that.
on
Okay.
that.
Okay. And we're not, for those thinking we're not at all time highs, this thing has been pretty high in the past. You can see it here. It's been as high as 40, so we're just cranking along. And the stock was like at zero just 2 months ago, like
Pretty much.
54 cents.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. That really is. Look at that. The asks are just piling up, friends. This thing is just looking to explode. So I'm just looking here at the level 2. And let's see. But you see that the ask came in heavy, disappear now. Let's see if they come back here. And yeah, there it is. See that? Boom. Once it freezes like that, and you got some more down here coming in. Ooh, 1070. Here we come.
Ooh-wee. Look
Oh
out.
boy, oh boy. Let's see. It's not a good look right now. So PLTR is down. Yeah, PLTR, wow, what a great just false VWAP breakdown here. That would have been a great short, but it didn't really give us our move. Like I would not have taken it short because we didn't get
No.
this beautiful setup. But look at that, man. Back to the low. We didn't trust the bounce
Oh.
that much, and we're breaking lower. I mean, just clean trading though. Really clean trading on PLTR. One on the better side of the how clean these trades are right now. So
You want to know what was really clean?
No, I don't want to know, Peter, because I don't want to hurt you.
All right. No, look, but it's
No,
one
I
of
know.
those where really it's a good lesson for me, right? It's what I need to focus on. So, I had the guts to take the initial trade. I should have just followed it up and said the premise on which I took the trade hadn't been broken. Yes, it came
Yeah,
and stopped me out, but like we say, it's easy to get back in. I could have got back in with a pretty tight stop. And because I mean, heck, from my original entry to the high of day is less than 20 cents. So, anyways, and then, it gave a good opportunity for an ad even when it came back up and tested under VWAP. I mean, it looks so easy in hindsight, doesn't it? It always does.
yeah,
It always
yeah.
does.
Edwin is asking, "What are we looking to go long on PLTR?" No, we're not. We're not looking to go long on. I mean, I'm not really looking at anything right
No.
now. Um, Again, I think we're just weak on a lot of things, except open. We're weak on a lot of things at the moment, so we're just waiting to see if anything shows up or any of our strategies shows up with this momentum. But I'm not seeing anything now here. So I'm out of this trade, by the way. If you're just joining us, this was our short here. This was the winner for today. And then we had a second one try to take it long here for a VWAP breakout, and it didn't work. This was a 5-minute ORB, and then this was the VWAP breakout. So, but we're out of that, and look, it just wants to go lower here. Wants
It
to go
does seem
lower.
to, yeah.
IonQ. Let me put open here. How did Andrew get open today? Was that gap? I didn't see it in the gap up.
It didn't really gap up.
Yeah. Been watching it last couple of days, I guess, because he did have it on his watch list too. And yeah, it's working. It's trying. Oh. The comments are funny. On this thing. Oh, wow. PLTR. Boy, oh boy. Everything is just falling to his knees right now. Look at that.
Oh,
Uber. Open is fighting the weight of the market as much as it can. SPY continues to drop, and Open is just fighting. One of the few things I agree today, alongside Lyft and Lyft and Open on my list. It might just give in a little bit though. See a little bit of weakness here. I mean, if a stock is strong, right? So we see this a lot too, which is nice. If for us to know if a stock is strong, but the SPY keeps dropping and dropping and dropping, eventually buyers give up. It's just it weighs heavy on it, right? And you might be seeing some of that here, but it weighs heavy on it. And if the market comes back up, those stocks can actually rebound again. So you gotta be on the lookout for that. But we've seen it, man. They'll try as much as it can to hold until they can no more. PLTR is not waiting; it's just going. Tesla gave already a little bit here. Nvidia, same thing. They're just not holding here. So let's see. Demi had a good run on open. That was a nice payout. Good, man. Good, good, good. Good. Good for you. AMD looking weak. Yeah, a lot of stuff kind of rolling over. Does a 920 strategy apply to the downside as well? Yeah, I think you could play it in reverse. I don't see Brian and Andrew take it a lot in reverse. But it does. It does. A lot of our strategies can be traded long or short. Right? Just reverse everything. I think almost all of them can, right, Peter? I can't think of one that we cannot trade in the opposite direction because the same thing.
I'm
So
on mute. No wonder you can't hear me. Theoretically, they can.
yeah, right.
Like the high of day break that John likes, he really only trades it to the long side because the way the momentum works to the upside and downside is slightly different.
Mm,
especially for
yeah.
how what he's looking for. So I would argue his strategy is specifically tailored to long trades.
Mm-hmm.
But most things, you're right, can go both ways.
Yep. Yep. Yes. 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 But yeah, that was a great run. Yeah, it looks like the party's over here for now, at least. For now. For now. Um, sitting in my cave on my hands. Yeah, that's kind of what me and Peter are doing now too. We had our initial trades here, and we're just kind of sitting down waiting to see what's next. Let's take a look at how is Microsoft just hanging out. Wow, volume is just dead on Microsoft. Meta, um, down a little bit, but not doing a whole lot. Our buddy Google actually had a nice drop off the VWAP here. That was pretty clean. That was real, real nice there. So what else we got here? Nvidia trying to bounce a little bit. AMD short play. I wouldn't trust it, Banner. Me personally, right? Just in my opinion. I could be wrong, obviously. Um, in fact, I trust it even less because if you look at it, if the market and a lot of stuff been dropping, and this thing is holding. Like you look at Tesla, look at Nvidia, a lot of them were dropping, and this thing actually, yes, it dropped a little bit here, but it held above the VWAP. I actually see that as a sign of a little strength there. So I wouldn't trust the short on this thing because the market bounces, does this, does that. If we start seeing a bounce in the SPY here after dropping and it not moving, it can actually go the other way. It can actually really go the other way pretty nicely. So it's a tough short here. And as far as the VWAP breakdown, I know we're breaking through the VWAP here. You might be looking for the pullback and the confirmation candle. I don't like the setup before that. To me, it just seems very choppy, right? We like the setup where we come up to the VWAP, we retest, and then we go. You kind of not getting that here. Me personally, for what I like to look for. Okay, um, so my reasons for not wanting to take this one. I also don't want to go against the SPY. I don't want to go against the SPY on, especially now later in the day, going into uh 150. I'm sorry, 2 o'clock FOMC. Don't really want to go against it. Awesome, friends. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Um, we appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. I think we got some good numbers today. We did 508. That's awesome. That is really awesome. And we are gonna come back again. Well, don't forget we got Thor and today's Wednesday, so we got Dr. V at 11. So that's gonna be good too. Don't miss out on that.
Well, let's hope I didn't miss out on another opportunity, but I thought I'd try. I tried along on PLTR on the bounce, and I got out at break even just because didn't like uh, I didn't
PLTR.
like how it was moving. Yeah, it got this big volume move down to the low of day. See how that
Yeah.
volume built? And then the volume dropped off, and you're getting these little uncertainty candles. So I thought, well, let me try going long. And then when it just wouldn't go, I just got out of break even.
Yeah.
And I still think it's a potential for a long. It's very uncertain now. It's not quite sure what it wants to do.
Mm, let's see here.
Is it going to bounce? What's PLTR going to do here? Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know,
sorry.
man.
It's a very here
it's a,
PLTR.
yeah.
It wasn't much of a trade really, but here you can just
Yeah.
see I got in and got out just at a break even. It's just it's this is not my type of trading, right? And I know that for the most part, I don't expect any trades to set up today.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought I'd try it, but it was going to be momentum based. And when the momentum didn't take off immediately, I just like, you know what? I'm not really interested in a lot of risk that doesn't match up with my set strategies. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Mhm. All right. What it does have though is it's building a nice support level. Like if you're able to get a great entry and put your stop below this 167.66, I'm sorry, 164, 164.66. That's the support area that it's trying to hold right now. So it does have that there. So if you're able to get a good entry, the risk reward could be great because look where the VWAP is. And PLTR loves going back to the VWAP. We've seen it so many times do that, you know? Um,
yeah.
so we'll see. We'll see. Are you considering re-entering on this, Peter? I see you intensely looking at it.
I don't know. It's hung around here for too long now. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
eroded my confidence. I like, if I was going to do it, I want a big momentum move, and we're already past the point of momentum, taking off. So short answer,
yeah.
no.
Okay, okay. Wow, a lot of people. Let me see. How many people took a trade opposed to how many people did not? So no trade day or trade it. Like, ooh, Peter, good call. Good, good call. Look at
There you
this
go.
drop here. All right, let's see. Because I see a lot of
Yeah.
people saying that they did not trade, so no trade day for them. So no, okay. So we got a one no here. No trade, no trade. Okay, all right. You guys are disciplined as heck. I like it. No trades for me, so fair. None yet. They only watching. Trade a bit at the open. 3 trades, 2 stop outs. Okay, all sounds good. Nada. No. Traded. Traded AMD for green. Okay, yes, yes, no. All right, so it's kind of mixed, but there's a lot of no's. And a lot of people that traded with low risk. Some, okay, you forced it, but poor decision making. All right. 4 trades slightly green. All right, so a little bit of struggle, but you came out good. Okay. You're going to short at the Fed decision, nor. Oh man, we're gonna be on here. Come join us. Let me do that now.
Ooh, don't pre-decide that. That's risky.
Uh,
I mean, I get it. You can have an opinion, but
uh,
I hope you don't just short no matter what. That could be dangerous. Anyways, you do you.
you do you. But
You
if you
got
have
a
a
hot date
plan,
with Yeah, we all
yeah.
have a hot date with Jerome Powell. It's more like going to a concert or something, you know? He doesn't know about us. We're there to see him. He knows in aggregate that we're all out here. Individually, he could care less. Again, just like a rock star. Let's see. Open's back to $10. Just now it's hanging out here.
Oh, maybe we'll find some opportunities later today. Who knows?
Yeah, it's always tough to tell. Well, Carlos, I gotta say, so far,
Yeah,
I I haven't heard anything.
as far.
Well, 8:44, I got that message. My car should
Oh,
be ready by 10. I was told my
mm,
car should be ready by 10, and it's now 10:40. Nothing yet.
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah. Promises,
uh,
promises. Don't make promises you can't keep, everybody.
all right, let's do it. 1:45. We'll come back
All
on.
right.
Just setting up the YouTube stream. I'll give you guys the link so you guys can you can click it and be able to join us again then. So, let's see here.
We haven't created any merch for Lambos and garbage trucks. We have to. We have to do that.
Yeah, I want to do that. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We need to, we need to take like a clip of that, our video of you and I in the garbage truck, maybe with the Lambo driving the other way or something. And put that on a shirt.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Here we go. Awesome. All right, so I just created the stream for later.
Drop lower on PLTR. So happy that I just got out of break even again.
This thing is the weakness. So how about AMD? I know you guys were thinking about AMD short. Maybe that could be a short if the SPY's dropping. The SPY's it's not really dropping. It's just had a pullback.
Not really.
Yeah. David says Apple sucks. Oh yeah, Apple's definitely. But Apple does this. Like we see this quite often.
The sideways chop.
Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times out of Apple. Yeah, this is brutal, man. This is brutal trading here, on Apple. So not really in play. Oh, Open is trying to head back up. It gave our buddy a little hope here. I say, yeah, but no, it's buyers are back in.
Stop, Rabowski. I appreciate you saying where you're at, because you almost had me convinced for a minute. It could very well. I don't know. I was reading a story about this guy in the U.S. that bought a Koenigsegg, and it turns out, or maybe it was a Bugatti Veyron. I can't remember. It was one of those super exotic cars.
Yeah.
And it turns out when he brought it in for servicing, so he bought the car, paid whatever $3 million for it. When he brought it in for servicing, they went and checked it out and said, it's stolen. It was stolen. Some rich guy in Europe that had brought it in for servicing there, and then never saw the car again until it resurfaced in a garage in the U.S. So somebody stole it, shipped it, resold it.
How do you? I mean, there's like 5 of these things, right? How do you not know? I mean, I'm not paying you that much unless I get this thing like certified from the manufacturer. That's a very strange story, Peter.
I don't know.
You got
I guess they had good documents, good fake documents for it. I really don't know.
Wow.
The story didn't explain how that happened, but I mean, elaborate scams. So if you're getting a few million bucks for a car that costs you nothing, I mean, it makes sense. You can put together pretty elaborate scams. But I don't know. It's so anyways.
Wow.
Yes, I've long joked that, maybe my car isn't even here. It's been sold it's driving around, somewhere in South Korea or something, for all I know.
We've been talking about the AMD breakdown, and I guess we're going lower. I didn't trust the breakdown here, but you did get a nice little pullback retest of the VWAP, and now you're moving down with some nice candles. I mean, I didn't expect that. It's trading much cleaner too. Like if you notice here how choppy it was, right? And I kind of based my decision of not wanting to go short based on this chop. Here now it's looking much cleaner. You can see the patterns that are moving here are much cleaner than what we saw just in between 10 and like 10:30. So yeah, someone called that out pretty early. Hopefully you took advantage of that. All right, let's see here. So I'm gonna send you guys this because I know you're not used to us going live later, but I'm gonna do this thing here.
BTC Heaven saying they recently stole 400 cars worth $40 million in Michigan, and we're about to ship them. Again, I've seen that movie. It was gone in 60 seconds. Actually, not a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I enjoyed it. Brain candy.
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously. Like most Nick Cage movies. Actually, a fun
Uh,
movie, if you haven't watched it, is what is the one that's the tongue-in-cheek one with Pedro Pascal, The Unbearable Weight of Incredible Talent or something, whatever it's called?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is what it's called.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I gotta
So
check
it's
that out.
Nicolas Cage playing a fictional Nicolas Cage,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's
When they're in the car driving like so high, whatever. Is that
yeah,
one? Yeah, very strange movie. I
yeah.
gotta watch that again.
That's the. It's like yeah. Anyways, it was yeah, I thought it was quite entertaining.
Yeah, it's different. You know, it's different, Peter.
It
Right?
was
When you
different.
watch these movies, are like, okay, that's different. Uh, and in this
Yeah.
case, that movie was very different, but it was interesting.
Nick Cage is weird because he does a lot of strange movies. Like he's done a lot of really really bad movies, and then he's done a. I think it's because he's done so many really bad movies. People don't know how to deal with a decent movie that he makes. Like to me, um, one of the best Nick Cage movies out there, and just a good movie overall that was totally underrated, was what's worth the plane one that lands in Vegas. I always forget what it's called. Um,
Mm, plane that lands in Vegas.
It lands on the strip in Vegas. They land, it's like a Con Air.
Con
Thank
Air.
you. Con Air.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a great movie.
No, it's a
That's a
classic.
great action flick.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah.
great action flick movie. And Ghost Rider is horrid. I hate that movie. But it's just dumb. But you know, Face Off, not so good. Anyways, but he's got like so many out there. There's a lot of bad stuff and then there's some really really good
Face Off
stuff.
was great. Yeah, I like Face Off. That
You
was
like that
nice.
one?
Yeah, I
I
like
never
that one. I
liked
like that
Face
one.
Off that much.
Yeah, it was good.
Leaving
It's good.
Las Vegas, amazing movie. Probably his best acting, and he just had to be drunk the whole time.
I'm telling you, man.
Very sad, but very sad
But you know,
movie.
there's characters that there's some characters that they do well in just one type of movies, comedy. That's it. You can only do comedy. You can't cross over.
Yeah,
He does kind of both, right? And more than that, he does different type of roles. So it's weird
yeah.
to just kind of, you know, rate
He,
him as the way he
he,
does things. It's just weird. It's a weird actor. Um,
yeah. He's not an
as far
actor
as
that
the
changes
range,
characters. Like he's always him. I figure in almost everything he does. He's sort of like a
right?
Sean
Love movie
Connery.
is him. He's like, I love you, baby.
Sean Connery
Uh,
is just Sean Connery and
action
everything.
movie, we're about to die. Treasure movie,
Yeah.
we found this diamond. You know, it's like the same thing. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
The Rock is another
So
one where yeah, The Rock
yeah,
is just The Rock. There's a lot of actors that frankly are just themselves no matter what, but you
yeah,
know, in the right
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
situation they're good. Like have you seen Renfield? Renfield it's just Nicolas Cage as a vampire. And to me, it's totally believable because that's just Nicolas Cage if he lived forever. That's pretty much what he'd be like, I think.
Yeah.
So, anyways, uh, I don't know if
Uh,
he's an ass or if he's a good guy in real life, but I got to believe he's actually an ass in real life. But I don't know. Anyways,
yeah. Baba getting above the view up here. It's a lot of there's a lot of good movements here, guys. I don't have a strategy. So I'm like,
yeah,
Nvidia keeps dropping. I don't have a strategy for that, right? Open is tons of volume moving around here. PLTR keeps dropping. I mean, I
yeah.
wish we didn't
I'm watching
have this,
PLTR.
right?
Yeah,
Uh,
most closely I'm watching PLTR here, but yeah,
for
it's
a
not.
bounce.
The signals aren't good for a
Yeah,
bounce. Yeah,
right, right. So I think we're gonna get
but
some more opportunities, even before 2 p.m. because you're not gonna drop your TR
maybe
this much. There might be a bounce here, and we'll see. We'll see the volatility how it does here. Um,
he's weirder in real life. Is he? I'm not surprised. He seems like he'd be pretty weird.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Um,
See, I
IonQ.
liked Renfield, Marco Diaz. I agree with you.
Let's see here.
It was the supporting cast that carried that movie. It really wasn't about him so much. But
I kind of like IonQ here, friends. Above the VWAP. Let's see if we can get more confirmation. I don't like the volume, but I do like this push right here. The the pullback. Let's see if we can get the confirmation on it. If we do, I might go long on this thing. Let's see. Let's see.
It's sort of like one of the, Denzel Washington, one of the most lauded actors out there. Denzel Washington is just always Denzel Washington in everything he does. He's not, he
Yeah,
doesn't,
he
he
is.
makes, he is just him, and he makes, we just are willing to believe he's whatever character he says he is.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mm-hmm.
he really doesn't change his acting. Unlike, what's the method actor, he played Batman. He lost a ton of weight for a movie. I can't remember his name right now.
Can't remember his
American
name.
Psycho. American Psycho. What?
Yeah, that movie was crazy. That's acting at his best there,
Christian
man.
Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale. I feel he sort of changes his personality, and he actually acts. Now he goes a little overboard. Apparently, his method acting process is pretty extreme, but
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
respect for Christian Bale. The other one that surprised me was the guy that played Bond last. Why am I struggling with names today? But anyways, who Daniel Craig, thank you. If you've seen Daniel Craig in some of the recent stuff he does, I mean, he puts on some pseudo credible but actually terrible accents. But he's done some entertaining stuff where he was the crime detective, or he did that weird like heist movie. Not Pierce Brosnan, no. Although Pierce Brosnan, I got to give him credit. Never big was I liked Pierce Brosnan when he did back early in his career, and he did the lawyer show, whose name I can't remember. And then I didn't like him mid-career. Now late in his career, he's actually done some really good roles.
Mm.
So he's found another career as like the older statesman, crotchety guy, whether he's an Irish politician or Remington Steele. See, you guys know Remington Steele. But I have to admit, mid-career, he did a bunch of like pulp movies in the 90s that I really didn't like. I
Mm.
did not like him as Bond. Anyways, I I want to see Gangland. It's not on any of the streaming services I subscribe to, so I don't have it. No, unfortunately.
Where they
We're getting a little bit of a bounce here on PLTR. I'm not in it, but I'm thinking that maybe no, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not confident
Yep.
of this move. I mean, look at the SPY. Look at how many times it's bounced off the bottom here. If you just look at the 1 minute SPY chart, it just like one, two, three, four, five, 6 times
Yeah,
bounced off this exact
it's
same level, right? Like that's not good looking.
it's choppy
That
choppy.
doesn't. Yeah.
All right, let's see. 64. Can we wait for 64? Let's see if we get this 64. It's not a lot of volume in this thing. So getting the push higher is tough. So far you're long as well. Hopefully it works for both of us. I see here.
Yeah, it's likely to be mostly chop until 2 o'clock. So don't be surprised. Not to say we might not get some moves. We very well could, but it's less likely than on the
Yep.
average day.
Yep. Yep. All right, guys. I'm coming up to a partial now. 64. I'm trying to get it, but it's okay. That's as good as we're gonna get here. Yes, partial there on IonQ. And it might go higher, man. It might. Let's see if high of the day 64.59 is something this thing wants to do here. So again, very similar to PLTR. PLTR did the exact same thing. Looked very good. This one with a lot less volume. So the breakout, pullback candles here, confirmation. This time we actually got to take a partial 60 cents in. So, but again, the same setup with PLTR that we saw earlier. Look at the low volume though. It's hard to get momentum when you have low volume like that. And we're gonna probably get stopped out of break even. Let's see if we can hold this 9. Get going here. And 10:56. Let's do this. Let's give out something. Let's give out a book. Let's give out books, audiobooks. So let's do this time. I'm gonna give out Andrew's psychology book, Mastering Psychology. So we're doing Mastering Psychology on this one. Let's do hashtag book. Okay, I see people coming in already. If you're part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck membership, you're gonna obviously get ×4. So that means you get 4 tickets in the bin. Better chances of winning. But let's do the psychology book for today. So Mastering Psychology, we'll do that one, and please send me an email. So let's see. I'm long on IonQ. Where's my pen? I gotta write all these names. I don't remember all these names. Oh, I'll just type them here. Here we go. Right. So hashtag book. Hashtag book, friends. Oh no, sorry. Hashtag BBT. My apologies. I'm like, why there's only 8 people in here? My apologies.
Yeah,
hashtag,
don't give people the wrong hashtag here. All right, what do they need? What?
They
BBT.
need
Okay,
hashtag
guys. Sorry,
BBT.
everybody.
Yeah. I'm
BBT,
like, what?
yeah.
Only 8 people in here. What's going on? Okay, people don't want the book, but no, it's more than that. 48. Okay. So, pardon me, guys. Hashtag BBT, and we'll get that going. Is this live? Oh man, did I mess it up? No, it's good. It's good. Okay. Hashtag BBT. Okay, here it is. Loading up. Excellent. All right, we'll do that, and then let this go for a little bit since I messed up, and I gotta pay attention to my tray here. So here it is. Let's see. It's going. Names are coming in, but I just want to be watching IonQ. See if we're gonna get a pop above 160. Let's put this over here if we can. All right, here we go. It's a little bit better. And then we got Thor with Dr. V coming up shortly here. So here it is. 60 entries so far. Come on, IonQ. You want to do this. Let's make it happen. All right, this is the first one. First book, we'll do 5 audiobooks. Christian Marcos, congrats. Christian Marcos. We have Anis Ahmed, congrats.
Congrats.
Rick W, there you go. Number 4 coming up. Kuldeep Ada. Kuldeep, you won a couple of times. Let me know which one you don't have when you email me, please, because I know you won in the past year. So congratulations, man. And last one here, BL. So BL. So guys, email me all the winners today. Send me an email and we'll get you all set up. All right, me and Peter are gonna check out of here. Thor is up next with Dr. V. So we'll just wait for these guys to hop on here, and I'm gonna transfer you over. And let's see, we are going to get out of this IonQ trade because I don't think it really has the juice. I'd rather get out green. So I'm all out of IonQ, out of all trades. And I think that is awesome. One more thing. Here is our 1 second. Don't leave. Well, you can't leave because Thor's coming. Everybody loves Thor. And Dr. V. Here is this link. I want you guys to make sure you click on it. We're going to go live later at 1:50, just 10 minutes, 1:45, 15 minutes before the Fed decision is announced. So join us there. Me and Peter will be back, and let's see how things goes, right? So We'll just kind of relax, listen in, and see how the market reaction is. If we have any trades, we take any trades, but I won't be forcing them because that's not really my time to trade. My email address, carlos@bearbulltraders.com. carlos@bearbulltraders.com. Here we go. And yeah, let's see where's Thor?
Where's Thor?
Where's Thor?
I don't know.
Do we have a message from him that something's wrong?
I don't think so. He was here yesterday. I thought he did say, oh no, that was yesterday. Having some troubles with the Zoom link. No, that was yesterday. Is it? What is today? 17th. No, that was yesterday.
Okay. All right.
The Zoom link should be working. I'm on it. So
yeah, you're on it. So it's I see Dr. Vanessa's here. Let me get her in. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's Thor. Thor is in the building. All right.
Thor is alive.
Building.
He's alive.
He's alive. It's you.
Yes.
There
He made it.
And hold on, we'll get Dr. V in as well.
Dr. V.
Hello.
How are you?
Really capable
Great, and
hands
you?
here.
I am great. We got like stream of consciousness Carlos going on here.
Love it.
Let me push this button, and I gotta switch this one over
switch this
here.
button,
I get it. I know what it's like managing all those screens. You gotta keep flipping them all the time to get it all set up. But
friends on YouTube, take care. Have a great rest of your day here with Thor. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already, and we will see you later, guys. Have a good one. And yeah,
1:45. We'll be back.
1:45, guys. Yep.
Later. Hey, everybody out there in YouTube Landia. Much love. Good to see everybody. As our lovely Dr. V likes to say, welcome home to your Wednesday segment where you can come and we can just get out all of those market frustrations and everything that's bothering us. I think that's going to be today's thing. We can talk about a little bit about just how frustrating this week has been. Just with FOMC looming and interest rates looming and everyone not really knowing like exactly what's going to happen. We're all just like sitting here looking at charts like, huh? So yeah, maybe talk a little bit about that today. But how's everyone out in the YouTube doing? Doing well. And Dr. V, so amazing to see you as always.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, I'm a bit frustrated today with the trading because apparently I needed to adjust for contracts, change my charts, and I never do that because I trade, I've been messing around with cams since this summer more systematically. And usually when I just trade higher time frame levels and trend lines, I don't need to hit that on my platform. So
a little tech support, and we got the contract change in there. But thankfully, I had hit the button, so I was able to get we had a little bit of fun today. But I can see without it. So for those of you in TradingView, there's a button down in the bottom right that says B-80J, and especially around rollover with futures, because futures do trade at premium. Right, on rollover, we got to adjust for these contract changes. So because our prices deviate when we get the new contract, right? So we actually do in this instance want to adjust for that. So we kind of have so our ranges don't get all screwed up. So I ended up, because it was a lower narrow range today, it took quite a bit of patience. We were in with Peak Capital this morning. And they got to watch me do a whole lot of nothing, basically. And then just before the end of the day, I finally got it under in the narrow range under S4. I went short and I took a stop. It squeezed right back up, rude. for the record. I was one contract in on NQ at 250 risk, so I took a stop. But then it came off a pre-market low and did my little favorite isolated pivot, which is my favorite entry signal. So I went ahead and re-entered two contracts this time, still 250 risk, but I had a better stop. And I went ahead and targeted a really good run. So I actually went for a 2K profit target on this one. So I ended up making back my loss and a really nice day there. So now, as you can see, we re-offered S4 from the underneath right into the box. And now we are gingerly making our way down towards S6, which is what it should do. And it's really nice to see that because for a couple of days here, I think, Dr. V, this would be an amazing thing to talk about. Like, if your system, let's say we're going 20 trades, you know what I mean? How many, like, when do you vary your system? Like, how long is too long to keep trying, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result is kind of like the definition of being crazy, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, how often, like, should we keep doing this until eventually we just kind of say, okay, something's not working? Because I know if you change too fast, the slippage is crazy. It's hard to track. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, we definitely need some size for our sample, right? And I use personally the advice from Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone book, of at least 20 trades. So let's say that I'm trying the S4 breakdown on a lot lower narrow. Um, I I need, first of all, to have lower narrow to target S4 breakdown, right? And then I'm gonna do the same thing for about 20 trades. I think, yeah, for each
Yeah.
setup. The same setup, like nothing changes, okay? So it's very important because each time you add something, then it's garbage. Like I always say, the parallel between the scientific world and the trading world is right there. You are testing something. And then, like a scientist, okay, if I give that type of molecule, can I make people less depressed? So I'm going to take a sample of people that kind of look the same, okay, based on socioeconomic, um, physical, medical history. I put them together and then I give the same molecule, the same dosage at the same time, blah, 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 blah. And then I can have better ways of having conclusions and say, does it work or does it not? So it's the same thing with our system, okay? So S4 breakdown is a setup in the CAM strategy. So test it at least 20 times to make an answer short.
hmm So
What do
I,
you
I
think?
agree. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, obviously being one of the references here, is an amazing book. So many good takeaways in there, and I do the same thing actually. I think the 20 trade sample is really good. One of the things that I've actually been working on quite a bit. Hey Amos, good to see you. One of the things I've been working at quite a bit is actually trying to lean down the number of calls that I'm getting. So like one thing like that I'm working with the pivot indicator right now is like in a given day, the pivot indicator would probably have 30 calls or 40 calls. And with 30 or 40 calls, are you really even calling anything? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like at this point, just throw the lines up and just let everyone know the system and do it. Like the calls should really be when we're hitting all the rules. And if you want to deviate some rules so you can do plays outside the system, that's great. Like I say, I'm not a pivot tater. You know what I mean? I'm not here trying to make everybody, and I think your recipe is very individualized to each person, how you manage your risk and enter and exit. So I think all of that is great. You know what I mean? But I agree with you. I like the Mark Douglas approach there. And then especially because as someone who's been trading the same trading system for half a decade, there are small periods of time where we do go into lulls, right? Well, you'll have an amazing trading system that'll work 11 out of 12 months, right? And then there's that 1 month, which doesn't always present in a whole month. Maybe out of the 12 months, it's 1 week every quarter or 2 weeks every so often, but you're still going to capture good plays like 48 out of 52. But for most of us, we're going to press hard on those days things aren't lining up. The lack of security, maybe, Doc, of not having like something there to kind of like hold you and give you that safety. All of a sudden, you just kind of start, the randomness comes in, and then the more random, then the more you try, the more you force, and then all of a sudden you look in hindsight and you go, damn, I could have just done anything else. Maybe I just shouldn't have traded for a few days, taken a vacation and called it done. And quad witching, FOMC interest rates, probably a good week for that.
But again, that comes from, for many of us, thinking we did something wrong when the trade doesn't work. I had someone from my group this morning. We were looking at her trade. She perfectly did the trade. Okay, she entered perfect entry based on the rules. The level sucked. The price action just did nothing. Okay, yesterday was a very beautiful ping pong match in a tight range, right? For indices at least. And price action was not good, but she thought she did something wrong. So what is wrong with me? And then she ended up taking 3 trades on the same level, and then taking the opposite side of the trade idea she had, because might as well, right? It's not working long, it might work short. Again, small deviations like that make you lose trust in yourself and your system, because that trade that you took on the other side of your hypothesis for the day is very detrimental. Again, very human, okay? It's not going up. I'm going to try short. But it's outside of your rules. So you might make money. You might end up winning that trade and make up for your losses. But then you just, damage the connections that you need to be a good trader. Now
The
you
behavioral slippage here is terrifying to me, right? Because you said like win the trade, and for me that is the scary part. Like I hope they lose, because at least then, okay, that was a bad idea, I shouldn't have flipped. But what will happen more often than you'd realize is you're going to win, right? And when you win, now every single time you evaluate that level, you now have an entirely, you've now multiplied exponentially the number of variables that are happening now in your own self. And then again, the thing you said, trust, right, doctor? Without trust, we have nothing. And if you can't trust yourself to do the things you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do them, how else could you trust any other indicator? And just to cap off, if I did everything right every time, always resulted in money, I would not have risk management, right? If every time I took as a seasoned trader, I follow my system very, very well, right? I don't deviate very much. My behavioral slippage is good. I lose lots of trades, right? So sometimes it's not about you. It is actually just about the market. Don't take it so personal. The market doesn't even know who you are. You know what I mean? It's not after you. It doesn't care, right? You're just creating this relationship with some imaginary person who doesn't exist, and then you're mad when they like mistreat you. You know what I mean? It's like I don't even know who you are.
But again, yes, so true. And also be ready and open to just say and realize, say to yourself and realize, maybe today the price action is not aligning with my trade. I did everything right, but the price action does not want to do it. So it's not me. I don't have to change my rules. I don't have to change my strategy. I don't have to feel bad. It's not my fault. It did not work. It's not your fault if you did everything you should have done. Okay. So we really have to look at, be more objective. Again, that's a very human tendency to blame oneself when it doesn't work. But it did work because you did everything right. So your job was perfect. You did your job. Again, we are too focused on the outcome of the trade, yet the trade itself is not our job. Our job is to make it happen and plan for it. That's why I say you learn to surrender to the market's will. It is not your job to care or to say something or to be mad or to be, you did your job.
Anything. Yeah. Anything. It's kind of like, I don't know if anyone ever has done the horrible job of cold calling. When I was a young guy, I did this one like little seasonal job for a little bit, and a little call center action. I actually started doing IT, and I actually did IT for a call center, and I hopped on the phones for some extra money. And the one thing you realize is you're going to get tons of no's just for the yeses. You're just going to call and call and call and call, but it's the process of how you get in there. Once you get someone on the phone, then that's how you close them, right? Now, I was a horrible closer, but the process for your trading is very similar in that regard, though. Like, you're going to have multiple instances of attempting the trade. The important part is to run a positive profit ratio, right? Like, I know people who lose 8 out of 10 trades, but they still run a very positive profit ratio, because when they make profit, they make more than they lose. Right. So, but, I also know certain traders who run a really high hit rate, but run a very low profit ratio. This was me when I first started trading, by the way. I had an insane hit rate. I went on like almost a 1 year green streak, right? Never lost money, but I never made money either, right? I had this great hit rate, but I only averaged like a half an hour to an hour a day. It looks really, really pretty on screens, not very pretty in your wallet. You know what I mean? So I actually had to lose more to make more. My hit rate is the lowest hit rate I think I've ever had right now. I nestle like right around 50-50, right? Sometimes a little up, a little down, but I've never made more money in the market, because my profit ratio is what's important. When I win, I ensure I make enough money to offset my losses. This is where most of you will likely go wrong. You will lose a lot, and then when you start making money, you'll start partialing. Right. So you're never going to make enough money on the positive side to offset your losses. And that's really where this game is, right? Why does Buffett never lose money? Because he never sells.
Yeah, but that's not
It's
trading.
works for him.
He's not trading. But again,
That's an all-time bag hold, by the way. Like, yikes.
that's a very interesting topic, and I want to talk about you know what I want to talk about, right? Because
Mhm.
I'm very concerned when people think they're bad at trading because they don't have a 4-hour profit target on their trades.
Mm.
And they get discouraged and they beat themselves up. They change strategy, they change the rules because they never get the 4-hour target. And when you are starting as a trader, and we said that before, but that's so important, you have to remember that you're building trust first. Because what is happening is that you will ask your brain to perform some activity where you risk losing money on something that you don't really know. So markets are uncertain, and now you're learning how to trade. So you don't know much about trading, and you're starting to use a new strategy. So that's very hard to push the button and do the leap of faith, right? Because you really don't have any data behind you to back this kind of action. So you're all in like hypervigilance, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Okay. So to build trust in yourself, I would advise that you take closer profit targets just to build
Mhm.
yourself some money, some buffer for your account. Okay. Because to make money in trading, you need to have a good amount of money. Okay. You need a good trading account size. Don't go for, oh, I need a minimum of X amount to trade one contract of MES or whatever it is. You're going to get a margin call pretty fast. Okay. And
So
you'll be
fast.
discouraged. I mean, you need some kind of account size, but and also you need some kind of account size in your brain. So take these trades, these 2-hour trades. They're amazing. Okay, take the next level. Like you did on the NQ trade, right? You went for the monthly level instead of S6, right?
Yeah, so on NQ, actually, that ended up being almost an 8R trade on NQ. So this is a perfect example of what the doc's saying, actually, because constraining yourself to an R constrains yourself in both directions, right? Maybe it makes it hard for you to hit your target, but also maybe it makes your target too close. Maybe today was the day you should have gone for more, right? So I 100% agree here. I think sometimes people get overly anchored on my R concept sometimes, and maybe I don't highlight enough that I chose 4R for myself because of a specific statistical run. As I went through all of my chart, all of my TradeZella stuff for like the past year, I noticed that I just never got 5R, right? It was very rare. And I got 3R more often than I got 4R. But that was, and then so I was go for 4R knowing I would lose more. But I have so much data and so much time, and I could go back and really mine through my data and make that. As a newer trader, you don't have that. And the doc was saying, I actually kind of makes me think about a little bit of, I used to play a little bit of baseball in my high school, years and stuff. Think about as you're learning to bat in like baseball, you don't go stand on the plate and have home plate and have someone start throwing fastballs at you. You would get hit in the face and you would be upset, right? Like you don't do that. You actually start in a batter's cage where they have a fake machine that throws exactly the same pitch at exactly the same speed every time so that you can just work on technique, right? In the beginning, that should be you, right? 1R, 2R, whatever. It all is that you're trying to demonstrate that you can identify an area to enter and then get in, right? Who cares how much money you make? Right now, you're just trying to, can you get in? Can you get good entries, good things, good technique, good, personal stuff? Then once you're there, you can start worrying about using a live pitcher, then getting in the game. And then, hey, maybe I start trying to hit home runs instead of base hits. But it's a progression. And if you over obsess about making money, like how much money can I make 4R, 5R, I want to make 10R today, you're just doing the process backwards. You're going to stagnate so bad because you're going to be focusing on the result, not the process to get the result. And it's not going to work.
So to just wrap up on that topic, okay, because I heard it so many times. Yeah, but I don't get 4Rs, and I end up losing money also. Like the trade works and then it comes back and hit my stop. Like the damage you're doing to yourself when you're starting, that's a lot of pressure. Like trading needs a lot of tiny bits of stuff, tiny bits of information that you integrate together, like whatever the job it is, okay? But trading is very technical, okay? And you need to learn step by step. Not everything at the same time. Not like, okay, I'm taking a trade and now I need to know everything about my trade management. It's just not gonna happen. The first step, you get interested into day trading. You probably read Andrew's book. Okay? Now you're starting to learn about trading and you find yourself a strategy that you like. Then you find a strategy, you apply it, so you write down on a one-pager what are the rules for that strategy. Every rule that you have for the stop, the entry, and the planned profit target. A trade without a profit target is not a trade. Okay, it's like, again, the cake analogy. I do the recipe, I follow the recipe, but then the end of the recipe is torn for some reason and I don't see the text and I don't know how long I have to cook my cake for. So that's difficult.
Exactly.
That's not a complete recipe.
No, and especially without that time, without that target, you're going to do the worst thing you can do for cooking a cake. You're going to start opening the door and checking it all the time. right? And if you want a cake with completely inconsistency in the middle of it, like it's going to be lumpy and have all kinds of weird stuff, that's because you were opening the door on the oven. I don't know a lot about baking, but I know not to open the door. And I think the parallel here to performance, and it's
Mhm.
why I always like Doc V's analogy this way, is that Doc V, quick segue. I shorted NQ again.
Yeah, me too.
Ah! So I actually, as we were talking and we pulled back, we got an alert. We actually re-alerted on NQ. So QQQ and NQ alerted. So I went ahead and after it hit the level, it came down and I sold that new low.
Now
So
I'm
and I threw my
happy. Now it makes sense.
so look so that's so funny. So for everybody, just to kind of see how fun this stuff is, right? So we're here having a super deep conversation. Dr. V and we're not obviously trading together. We're in different places. You know what I mean? So we're sitting here like, doing this as we're talking about this, but then an alert goes off. So the reason I looked, by the way, is because I heard "look at me" go off in your screen through my ear. I hear "look at me," and I'm going, what's the look at me? And I look down and I see this thing. Oh, here we go. So anyway,
I'm
so
back
we're
I'm so happy. I'm back to loving them so much. Because I'm like, okay, I'm very frustrated because I want an automated trading system. Like I'm working hard on that and I want to build one day like automatic trend lines for the swing trades. So I'm really into like making my trading so automatic, also being so busy during the day. Like I love like I have my phone, I see the alert, I look at charts, like I don't have to worry about it. So then I became like, oh my gosh, like every day I open like I do my charting and I never have a play. What's going on? You
you can
know?
roll over.
So yeah, happy me. So now I'm aiming for S6 because we tested S4 again. So is it, I mean,
That's what I'm
based on,
after. I got my target. I only did one contract because I didn't, I'm already having a good day. So I didn't want to risk my, too much of my profit, just a couple $100. So yeah, so I have one contract on and I'm
we go to
aiming for
S6.
S6. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
aiming for S6.
and my entry is, I don't know if I can share my screen or not.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me message Carlos. Can we switch? So y'all can see mine right now, and then you'll see these. My entry is at it's at 24,437 and a quarter.
24, what?
24,437 spot 25.
Oh, I'm 40. Winning. 440. Just kidding. Not that I'm
Oh,
a company.
winning. Not that you're competing. Not
No.
that you're competing. Not that I'm competing, but if we were competing, I'd be winning.
And I just want to say that I have the one trader day challenge. Okay, this is my screen. No, yeah, this is my
Yep, we
screen.
got your screen.
So I just want to say that I am at one trader day challenge for September, but because I had the wrong cams, I took a trade on gold, a losing trade on gold this morning. But because I didn't have the right cams, I guess I have another bullet, right?
Yeah, I feel like you were shooting bullets with an unloaded gun. So I think this is
Exactly.
better.
I mean, even if I aim
Mine
right,
OR2K9 says mine is 24,436.75. Look, that isn't a contest unless mine's better, and it's not. So I'm just not really interested. And
so
no,
far
I'm
I have the
kidding.
best one.
Well, V is still winning. Dr. V is still in the lead here. So, but what a lovely. So, and for me, like these are the things that make me really happy because whether the positioning actually ends up working or not, you can see that the response was right from where we wanted it. We took it exactly the way we wanted to take it, right? So now this is where, and maybe we talk a little bit about this because I know you've done some presentations on this recently is kind of detaching from the outcome. Like now that you're in, now that you've done your work, you know what I mean? You've put in the good effort. Like let's not get so concerned with what happens now. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole thing there. We don't. I agree, ladies first. Or he's like, she doesn't.
I
So
love it.
polite, so polite, so nice of you. So yeah, exactly. So now detaching, from those outcomes, and could this squeeze up and come knock us out? Well, of course it could. It's done it 3 other times so far, right? So you can, it's come back to this level one. This is like the second or third time we've come back here. So of course it can come back again. So we're not so worried about that though. The good spot though, this feels pretty good. That little pullback right there was super weak, and we're at monthly R4 on the Qs right now. So we're at the very top of the monthly range. So if we start to sell from here, there's just so much downside. My ATR low calculation comes in at 24,276. So I mean, you're talking about we still have a couple hundred handles between here and the projected low. So if we keep selling from here, this could be a blast. But this is exactly why we play outside on our narrow ranges, because
I
they're
love it.
awesome.
And I see that Bros is here. And
Bruz is here, the man.
I mean, the man, I'm so happy with you, Bros. You changed my life. I've been using your code since I would say June. And wow, seriously, you're awesome. You're so generous. And I mean, you two together make such a great team. That's so impressive.
I will take credit for the ideas. I will take zero credit for the coding. This dude is a machine. I'm like, hey, I'd like this change, and this change. And like in a weekend, the dude's like, all right, I'm pushing. And it's like it's incredible. Finding someone who understood trading well enough. And we need to go see Bruz. I think he's in Prague or something like that. So I'm thinking BBT meetup in Prague. I mean, can we do this? Speaking of BBT meetups, you know. I still think we should try and pull off a New York thing. Anybody feel like coming to New York and maybe like mid-October or something? I got some time off. So.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't see. So Humberto is asking about the preset setting.
So the preset setting for me is the easiest preset setting of all time. It's Thor. So if
Yeah.
you look under options preset, just select Thor, and everything else, that's relevant should automatically fill. So,
Oh, Mark is here too.
hey, the real Mark Douglas.
Please stand up.
So this is an interesting question. Raw fit. What do you think here, Dr. V? Because I agree with your statement. He said that you only make real money with a bigger account. How much should you have in order to make a good living? Well, first off, can I interject real quick? Good
Yeah.
living? Like
Yeah,
what's
what's a
that
good
mean? Like good living in Florida? Good living visiting Canada with money you made in Florida, or like good living like California? Right, like good living California, you got to make like 300K a year. Good living in Florida, you got to make like 100K a year. So I mean, it really depends on kind of your situation. Um, for and you're in California. Okay, so dang. First off, start by moving to Florida. Not only are the people amazing, but the taxes are low, and that'll help you out quite a bit. No, I don't know. What do you think, Doc? Like what, I think I've heard you say this before. Like, I kind of like the idea of trying to look at it more of a side hustle and then allowing it to kind of begin to replace your income when it replaces your income.
And
Like, so, but
why
like, how
should
much
it
money
replace?
would you need to make enough to do that? I guess that's kind of weird.
Why should it replace your income? I mean, it's gonna take time for that, okay? And also, replacing your income means that you rely solely on your trading profit to make a living, to feed your babies, to travel, to pay for health insurance, whatever it is. That's a lot of pressure, and it's the
Hmm.
first. I mean, we don't need pressure when we trade. So how can you rely solely on trading money and not be stressed about it? Like I would be very stressed this week because let's say that my cams didn't match or my levels were not it, or I didn't have a setup, what will happen is that I will maybe try and force myself into trades to make money. It's
Exactly.
never about making money, guys. So you need to be very detached, but also detached from a single trade, but detached from the thing itself. And it sounds weird, I know. But as soon as you have some kind of financial pressure associated with your trading, especially in the early years, that is a recipe for disaster. Okay,
I agree.
please, please, please. So again, another topic about that, okay, about a good living. We tend to be, again, maybe it's just me, but we tend to be very greedy when it comes to the trading profits that we make. Like we make $100 in a trade, and we're like, well, that's not a lot of money. It's just $100. But you made $100 in 12 minutes.
Right. It's incredible.
Like, but when you have your normal day job, maybe it takes you an hour and a half to 2 hours to make $100. And now it's fine. Like, where
Hmm.
does it come from that trading profits have to be humongous for you to be happy about them? And I talk to myself when I say that.
Same.
And, like I had a day the other day, a grand. I'm like, shoot, I thought it would reach higher and like hit my 2 grand profit, but maybe I was shooting too high. But I ended up being like not so happy about it. But in my early days, dreaming about the day that I will have a $1,000 trade. And now it's like not enough. Are you serious right now? Greedy bee,
Hmm.
right?
Agree.
So
Well, I'm the same way, right? Like I remember like just the grind and just being so happy with making 200 or 300 a day. Like I did that for like years. Like $300 a day was it. And then, now it's like you make a K and you were going for more and you're just like, oh man, like what a day. And it's like old me is like what is wrong with you? Like this is amazing. Like you're like you're so blessed. This is such a great thing. And it's like, and in the concept of for a living, I personally think David actually mentioned this in the chat, and I agree with David here. I think the most you should really expect is about 1% as a day trader. I really don't think you should ever plan on making more because someone asked an account question like how big of an account. I would say whatever an account allows 1% of that account to be your daily goal. I would never expect to make 3%, 5%, 10% on an account every day. Like people who trade with like $5,000 accounts and wants to make $500 on a $5,000 account, that's crazy talk. I mean, it's a huge amount of money off of what you're doing. And then you'll go to options because you think that'll help you, and then the options will hurt you. And it's going to do this whole thing. Like if you're going to make $250 a day, you're going to need a PDT size account. If you want to make $500 a day, you're going to need 50 grand to 100 grand in your account. And then you're going to have the ability to actually trade it properly. Right. So there's a lot to do there, but you see Andrew, right? And love this guy so much and the opportunity he gives us. One of the things you will notice is how much money Andrew makes. Do you have an idea of what size his account is? Right. It's millions, right? And it's leveraged. So he's got a ton of money and he's got a ton of leverage on it, right? So he can take positions large enough to bump the price. I've actually seen him enter and exit on, when there's a little lower order flow and I see the movement from his entries and exits. He's darn near pushing things around a bit. Right. So when Andrew makes $10,000 or $20,000 a day in one trade, well, that makes sense. He probably risked about 50 grand to make it. Right. So, but Andrew has a very positive hit rate. So, and that works very, very well for him. But for most of us, it's not going to quite work that way, right? You don't have an account big enough to make a smaller amount of money than 1% and have that be 10 grand or 20 grand, right? Andrew makes like 0.1 or 0.2% on his account and it's $20,000. Right. So it's a different game he plays than you. And that's more of what I would focus on, your game. Like, and again, we all are here to ideally day trade for a living, right? That's what the book says, right? But I think the better you can detach from that concept, the better, right? For me, multiple revenue streams are where it's at. Always have a side hustle, something that supports what you have going on, something else to focus on. Day trading kind of sucks. Like if you are too interested in it and you obsess about it and you take too many trades, you're going to spend your whole day, you're going to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually exhausted every day, and you're not going to learn anything. So it kind of helps just to take one or two trades a day and then go do your other side hustle. You'll actually make faster progress that way.
And we talk about a lot of, I hear a lot of make money. Oh, you make
Mm,
1% on average, make money, make. What about the losing part of that game?
mm.
I didn't hear
Which
about
happens a
that a
lot
lot,
easier.
right? So people
That
think,
happens a lot easier.
no, I look at the chat, I listen to us, and we talk about making, oh yeah, you could expect to make. It's all about making money. So we condition our brain to make money. So
It's
we
true.
cannot lose money because we don't like it, because it's not part of the business plan that we have. And that's a big problem. So before you ever think about how much you should make, are you able to lose in trading?
This is huge, doctor, because this was actually one of the biggest things that kept me from scaling in the beginning. And I used to get asked all the time, why you have such a positive hit rate? Why aren't you scaling? And my answer was my bank account. If I scaled and then I started losing, I can't lose as long, right? Like I can't absorb the amount of loss I need to. I'm gonna, because I only had 30 grand, right? I can only lose for maybe a few weeks if I'm trading $200 per risk, and then I'm not PDT anymore. I needed more money. I needed a years to build my account so that I had $100,000+ account, and then I could go to 250 risk. Then I could go to 200 risk, right? I started using some fundeds, right, to help me gain access to more capital, so that I could trade larger size, the trading full size. Ooh, that's a lot of volume coming in on NQ right there. Interesting. This is very, very important here. Don't think about, I like what the doc said, man. That you say brilliant stuff, doc. It just really resonates with me. Like, I love it. It really is true. Like, how much can you lose? Don't talk to me about how much can you make. How much can you lose? When you can tolerate the loss, you're ready to make the winnings. You know what I mean? But if you can't tolerate the loss, it doesn't matter how much money you can make. So that's brilliant.
And making money, really, what is making money in trading? Is taking good trading decisions. So
Hmm.
instead of focusing on the outcome of your trade, how much you should make, how much this and this and this and that, what is your win rate in executing your system properly and sitting on your damn hands? What is your win rate for that? And also, I think I said that before, but I'm going to say it again. Let's say that you have a trading business, okay? Because you want to be a trader, so you have a trading business. Our account to trade, then it's different,
That's true.
right? When we think about it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's true. Like, what would happen, like, if you gave like someone your set of rules, sat them at your computer, and then said, "Take my trades for me, following these rules"? How happy would you be if they didn't? Right? You'd kick them off your computer, wouldn't you? You'd toss them right out your second story balcony. You'd be like, get away from me and get away from my money. But you do that all the time. Do you kick yourself
Interesting.
off your computer? Right? Are you holding yourself to the same standard that you would hold somebody else? I want to segue. This is perfect into the doc's topic for tonight's presentation at Bearable Traders she's going to be doing. Which I'm going to butcher the title, but it's something like "You're not a market psychic," right? Or something. You know?
Stop
You're
trusting
not
your
a
gut.
yeah, don't trust your gut. You're not a market psychic. You're an aspiring or a new trader, right? Like it's so true, right? Like I just love that. But it's like you like, why are you giving yourself permission to do something you would not give your subordinate permission to do. Like, are you special? Are you a psychic? Do you know some special price action?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would you do? And if you didn't do those things, what would the punishment be for your subordinate? Would you just, okay, it's fine, just sit back down and do it again?
Just be reckless with my
No,
account. No
just go ahead and
worry.
keep being reckless with my money. Blow it all, 100K. Who cares? Just go for it. I didn't need it anyway. No,
Just
you'd
take trades
fire
that
them.
are, yeah, so, like it's exactly. So I would give you this homework this week, guys. Okay, let's do this. Let's write down what are your business rules, your trading business. This is not a slot machine. This is not a casino. It's a real business. So if you want people to take you seriously when you talk about that later in your career, make it serious for yourself.
Mm,
Oh, I hate when
exactly.
people say that I'm a professional gambler. Well, right? Are you
Exactly.
not?
Well, and Banner's saying the flip side is being too hard on yourself if a trade doesn't work. That's true, but that's not what we're saying,
No, that's not
right?
what.
If your employee lost money, and when you looked at that employee's performance, they did every single thing you asked them to do, and that resulted in negative money. Well, that would be the fault of the system, right? That would require statistical analysis and revision to the system, right? Because you're seeing a performance aspect that is good with an outcome aspect that is bad, right? So we're not saying be hard on yourself because trades don't work. Don't be happy because trades win. It's not about that. It's just about input, right? Are you following the same set of rules, the same set of criteria in the same way? If it's not working, modify. But there's no way to know if it's working or not until you do it the same way over and over and over again, right? It's the only way to figure it out. Like the doc said at the beginning, I had this experience with my daughter and working with her medication profile, right? She talked about how difficult it is when you're trying a new medication. You have to find all of these different subjects. They all need to be similar, like heights, weights, genders, races. They want as few variables as possible so that when they try this molecule out, they can judge the response across a wide variant. And they'll do blinds, double blinds, triple blinds, all kinds of stuff. They'll give placebos, everything that they can do to make sure that they're getting what they want. And with my daughter, I had to do this when she went through her mental health crisis. She's nonverbal. So you can't just say, how does that respond? You actually had to watch her and observe her bodily and physical reactions to every medication I gave her. I had to write it down. You'd see my log. It's a big journal that's like this thick, just notes every single day, right? That's the kind of effort it takes to really put a good scientific method together for putting things together. And that's trading, right? I cannot possibly look. Hold on. I mean, look at this thing. Look at this thing, right? That's a lot of research. It's a lot of effort. You know what I mean? To put that's my playbook, right? That's all my stuff. Not to be confused with trade book. Anyway, but it takes a lot of effort, right, to get all of these things put together. But the only way you can do it is rigorous execution. This works, this doesn't work, moving on. So it's fun
And
stuff, but it's a lot.
to go back to the question of the account, I think the real question is also to ask yourself, how much absorption do I need in my account? You need a big enough trading account so that you can lose and not be worried about it.
Hmm.
Again, the last thing you want, like I said, is put some kind of financial pressure on yourself. So if you just open an account with the minimum amount of money that you need to trade one contract, well, it's not enough because you will lose. We keep forgetting that aspect. Trading is losing a lot.
Yes.
Okay?
You will likely lose more than you will win, even as a positive trader.
So, what kind of, I mean, it depends also on your journey, how many times a week you want to trade. There's many questions. But let's just say that take your time to build that cushion with rigorous execution. Because when you build that solid habit foundation for yourself, for your trading, for your business, and you have a 80% or more, I would say 90% would be great, of win rate executing your trades correctly and respecting, it's not only entering a trade when I say that, also respecting your trade management, not moving your profit target. We talk about moving stop loss. We also move our profit targets. Okay, that's the thing. So without touching anything, are we a real scientist doing exactly what we should do? Or do we keep messing around with rules and adding stuff and changing our minds? And yeah, I'm going to have this rule, but then I'm going to change it during the trade. And if you're not solid in your habits, you don't qualify to make money. You just don't.
You just don't.
When you don't know much about technical analysis, when you didn't trade for long enough, when you don't qualify. It takes a while to qualify to make money. But if you spend time correctly, and again, some people will say, well, it's been 5 years, I'm trading in sim, I'm so sick of it. What kind of behavior do you have in sim?
Yeah.
I can sim
Old
trade
school.
all day, every day, right? Doesn't
Old
mean
school performance metric, right? Practice does not make perfect.
yeah.
Perfect practice makes perfect, right? So until you even know what perfect is, you can't begin practicing it, right? So and you're right now you're just in the discovery of what perfect to you is, right? You're still on that journey to find it. You can't even start the practice till you're there. I mean, it's like, and then, I kind of come up with this analogy every now and again, which is kind of a concept for new drivers, right? Why are new drivers, right, the most likely to get in a car wreck, even though they are the ones who just took their driving test, right? They just studied the manual, they just studied the book, they've been learning to drive, they've done all that. But why am I less likely to get in a wreck, even though my seatbelt's not on, my windows are down, I'm like Tokyo drifting around the corners like a crazy person, yet I'm not getting in a wreck and they are? It's experience, right? It's just knowledge of ability. And this is the part that y'all are going to make a mistake in here. Most people don't really study that hard for the driving test, right? You just crack the book open, you cover to cover that bad boy as fast as you possibly can, retain just enough information to get in there and take that test, and then you're living free on the road, right? You just wanted to get in that car and start driving, and then you get in a wreck, right? Because you really didn't actually take the time to develop good driving behaviors and before you started, and because you're new and inexperienced, it doesn't take a lot to trigger a mistake, and you make it, and then you get severely punished for it. In trading, it's the same thing. Your desire to play this game and to gamble as quickly as you possibly can, and without being, like Doc was saying, qualified for this, right? Not really knowing what you're doing, you're gambling. I mean, let's not pretend. I mean, we're just slinging, right? We don't want to do that. You want to take the time and really learn this thing. And if we're lucky, that big volume signal that we saw a little bit about, that Umberto was, and a couple of the other guys were all talking about. Who was it? I just saw it go by. They were mentioning, and then it went out. Yeah, Gator Don was talking about. Notice as we lost our big monthly R4 level, we had that big institutional exit. We squeezed a little bit, and then another big sell, right? So I wouldn't. I would say this looks like it got into a lower range, and then somebody decided to go ahead and exit some contracts. So we're getting some hedging that's happening on lower. It's looking pretty decent for Dr. V and I getting this S6 move here if we can get cooking here. But yeah, so we'll look at that. But think about all the knowledge that goes into this game. And if you haven't, if you've just studied, but you haven't had a time to really apply and experience, why do doctors fresh out of med school not get to operate on people? They've read the books. They know all of the information. Why not just give them a scalpel? You know what I mean? Because your life's on the line.
That's another secret sauce, guys, to trading. It's time. It's time. Give yourself time. Give your strategy time. Give yourself time to figure out the trade management part, which is the other step. Okay, I talked about finding your strategy, then executing your strategy according to your rules, but then you need time and data to know, okay, what kind of profit target this setup usually gets me. What kind of conviction can I have in my entries, in my exits? Time. And you will get back to the lab many times because it's impossible that your system will be perfect the first couple of trades you will be using it. So you
For
will have
sure.
to wait. You will have to wait. Even if you take 5 losers in a row, 10 losing days in a row, you have to wait until you reach the 20 trades mark on your specific setup. Not only 20 trading days, 20 trading days of trading the same trade. That's a lot of trade words in that sentence, but it is what it is. Time, patience. Markets love impatient people.
Mm,
I've been
that
there.
they do.
I,
And it's hard.
you know, yeah, it's hard. Trading is hard. It's the hardest business. Everything
Hmm.
works in the opposite way. You're
The hardest
normally,
way to make easy money.
yes, your brain doesn't work properly, right? How hard can it be? Your brain does not work properly. What? Right? So be
That's
patient.
why the system, because that's what helps you get
Exactly.
rid of all of that brain stuff. So, and speaking of brain stuff, for everyone, first off, can we please throw a thumbs up and a like for the good doctor? It's so amazing having
Thank
her
you,
here with
guys.
us every Wednesday. I also want to remind anyone who is not a member of Bearable Traders, one of the big things that you're missing out on is Dr. V's webinars. Dr. V has a webinar tonight at 8 p.m. where she's going to be talking, kind of the topic of, again, just your new trader, but and all of the traps and all the different things she's going to help there. If you're interested in checking that out, go to your newsletters. Andrew put out a newsletter. I think it was 2 days ago.
No, yesterday.
Newsletter, or sorry,
Yes.
yesterday's newsletter. Thank you. Yesterday's newsletter, and in the bottom of that newsletter, there was a link in there, and it said if you click this link, you can gain access to Dr. V's webinar tonight. So even if you're not a member, so I would go by and check out Andrew's check out his final newsletter. I'm not going to do the work for you and throw the link in. But if you get his regular newsletter, then look at yesterday's and you'll see it. If you have some spare time tonight, I would highly recommend. I know I'll be there. I'd highly recommend coming by and checking out Dr. V's session. It's definitely one of the big reasons to join BBT, as she is our basically have taken over as our lead performance coach here in BBT. I mean, she's just like taking it all. So it's really awesome. So
Thank you.
so Dr. V, thank you so much for your time today. As always, the t-shirt game always on top notch. That was commented on 2 or 3 times. So we've got to make sure we give the respect for ACDC and the t-shirt game. Really, thank you so much again. And everybody, thanks for coming by, hanging out with me and Dr. V. We will see you next Wednesday for this segment, and I will see all the rest of you tomorrow for Thursday.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Much love, people. All right. So Carlos didn't smash the button yet. So there we go.